trying to say.
What's good, family? Happy to be back with y'all again for another episode of Top 5 Live. We're on episode 36. And tonight we're doing the the top 5 comedies, man. This
Funniest
list
comedies, man. Funniest. You see, y'all leave the whole
is that what's
topic
on the
out.
poster though? That's not what's on the
Nah,
poster.
man. Funniest comedies.
Yeah, I
Funny.
mean, yeah, okay. The funniest. Okay, fine. Funniest comedies. Top 5 funniest comedies. Um,
We obviously need to talk. We talk a lot in the chat, but we obviously need to talk more.
Dude, I literally posted the topic and y'all were like, okay. I said, did we do funniest comedies? And you were like, nah, we didn't. And I was like,
I thought
okay.
we just said comedies. I didn't know we did. Okay,
That's why we
that's
had
fine.
the chat,
I
so you
think
can go back
the
and look.
funniest is implied though. Like the funniest is implied.
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Top 5
That's
comedy.
it.
Yeah, I mean, why do you make a comedy?
I'm just saying. You know
Well,
how some of y'all be.
I guess it could be top 5 greatest comedies, but still, like
Yeah, but we stopped doing greatest because that always turns into an argument. So
we stopped doing greatest because of you.
because of you, sir.
well,
I'm glad that's the
I
first
still
time me
feel-
and Danny ever been like in alignment right there.
I
Like,
still feel as though I was right. So I guess we'll revisit that at another time. I don't know. But yeah, episode 36, man. Happy to be back up in here. I purposely normally we have some topics that we'll come in to talk about for the first 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes, depends on how good the conversation is. But this week I was like, man, I just want to spit. There's been so much stuff that has come up, like interesting stuff that I'm like, I'm not touching that, because normally I say something on Facebook, but or TikTok now. I'm trying to be more conscious of, I'm saying, if I post something to Facebook, making a TikTok about it or something to, make sure that I'm posting to multiple streams. But how far? I mean, it's up to you.
we ain't have no limit, man. We ain't have no limit. Y'all got mad at us when we did the 30-year limits.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, we'll get to a point where we have to do it decade by decade, depending on.
None of mine are. Well, I'm gonna say none of mine are too old. None of mine are older than me, I would say. So
none of mine's older than me.
Ain't
no black and white movies in my joint.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I mean, well, we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, Danny posted about LeBron like 5 times this week.
I did not.
So you really did, though.
You really did.
I talked in the chat. I talked in our chat about LeBron a lot, but I didn't.
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. I
did. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
every 2 seconds, it was like LeBron this or
every
Jordan
time you
didn't
saw
do
something
this.
every time you saw something that could some way attempt to slight Michael.
No,
you really got disrespectful.
I was not trying to slight Michael.
Very disrespectful. Very.
I was not trying to slight Michael in the least.
You always slight disrespect,
bro. Do you you don't understand how upset I was when you sent that TikTok or video of Jason Williams talking about that Michael Jordan only. Did Michael Jordan only scored like that because of the illegal?
He did not. You always do this when you try to argue. You said he only scored like this because of the. No, I'm saying that there are a lot of contributing factors as to why Michael Jordan got 6 rings and why he is the best scorer of all time.
Danny, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Danny?
Of course.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm gonna ask because. Do you think it's easier to play defense? Let me turn it around. Do you think defense was more difficult back then or now?
More difficult then?
Yes. Do you think it was harder to score then than it is now?
I think it's harder to score. I think the players. I've remained consistent on this. I believe that the players are less skilled scorers. We're less skilled scorers then because you only had 1 or 2 people.
That's not what I asked you.
Definitely.
Well, I think that factors into it. I think it's easier to score now, but because literally every position is made to score now. Like you can score in every position.
You don't think they couldn't score in every position back then?
They weren't. That's not what they were training to do. Like people. depending on which team you were, if you're a point guard, you weren't a scoring point guard. Some teams had scoring point guards. Most teams had shooting guards and centers that were scoring. But
Right. So you could score from every position, what you just said.
I'm saying depending on which team you were. Now in basketball, every position.
What was Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas was a scoring point guard, but Steve Kerr wasn't. Steve Kerr wasn't out here trying to score.
Steve Kerr was a point guard.
He was a 3-point specialist. They brought him in and he was playing.
He wasn't point guard, bro. What you talking about?
He was the smallest player. Yeah, he was.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
he was a point guard. I thought he was a shooting guard.
No, he was a point guard.
Oh. I'm saying, like, Michael Jordan was the scorer on all those Bulls teams, right?
Pippen, the best player, the best scorer. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Pippen could score. Kirk could come in and hit some threes. Cool coach that had a good mid-range game.
My bad.
Luke Longley could absolutely, get some points, but they weren't relying on any of those guys for points.
So
they were not relying on.
So when the Brooklyn Nets, hold on, I got it. When the Brooklyn Nets play, who they rely on for scoring?
They rely on Kyrie and KD to score.
Okay, so the point.
Steph Curry can score 30 points also.
How though?
Because he's a
different team.
You talking
how
about?
Is he shoot? What? How is his production created?
His production off of. I mean, I agree with you that Kyrie and KD draw a lot of attention, but
So my point being this: you're saying that Jordan was looked at as the primary scorer, right? Okay, yeah. I'm going to repeat back to you so you understand that I understand what you're saying.
For sure.
Right.
Morgan, you started this. Don't be leaning your head on your
No. He just listened. I got this. Even today, you understand that every team has like a primary scorer, right?
Yes, I understand that every team has a primary scorer too. Yes.
And almost every team has a 3-point specialist, right?
Sure.
Okay. So what's different now than then?
The difference now than then is that 10 games out of the season, everybody on the court can score 30. The difference now is that everybody is trained in multiple positions now to do everything now. The centers we got 3 centers that are shooting 3-pointers at 30 and 35%. That's not as
prevalent as you think it is.
It's not as prevalent, but ever since dang on Chris Bosh, like there's centers have not been down low bangers. Bird, okay, nobody forgot.
Right,
Bird.
But we talked about this before though. We talked about how the game is now outside in instead of inside out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But why is that though?
Because they changed the rules for Jordan. I mean, I understand what you want me to say, and I'm going to say it.
I don't want you to say anything. I want you to understand that it was easy. It was easier to play defense, which made it more difficult to play defense, to score against.
It was easier. You mean by saying it was easier to play?
You can hand check. Like you can't hand check now.
Okay, hand checking is not a defensive scheme though.
But it is part. It was part of the defensive. It was part of the defensive mentality that existed back then. Like you could put your hands on people. You can be way more. You could be more.
And right now, you can double and triple team off the ball. You don't have to stay man to man.
You could double back then. What are you talking about?
You could double back then, but you couldn't double off the ball though. You could not double team anybody off the ball.
You could double team.
The way that Steph Curry beats double and triple teams now is extremely impressive because they literally can have 2 people guarding him the whole game and he's still scoring. When Michael Jordan was playing, you could not double team Jordan when he did not have the ball.
They don't double team. Wait a minute, time out. Number one, they don't double team Steph Curry when he don't have the ball. If they do, that coach is getting fired.
Yeah, that's not a thing, bro.
They always have a body on because now in zone defenses you're not playing man to man.
Nobody.
Right?
Can I say that I've been quiet for a while? I just want to say this quickly, and then I'll let you guys go. Zone defense is legal now, but nobody in the NBA plays zone. I just need to make sure I say that.
Nobody.
What are they playing? What are they playing?
Actually, you know when they play zone? They play zone when man ain't working. That's when they play zone.
And they try it for a little while. It doesn't work for long, and
then they go back.
You do not see any team that wins in basketball in the NBA, especially.
No one plays zone a lot.
Nobody.
That's a college thing, dude.
I disagree with you.
They are not watching.
They are not playing. They are not playing man. All right.
Yes, they are.
So when you say they're playing man defense, you're saying that one person is assigned to another person for the whole session while they're on the court.
The NBA is primarily a pick and roll league right now.
Yes.
So what they do is you playing 1-on-1, but when they call for that pick to get a better matchup, you have a person that either switches, and you either have the person that's switching onto it, you either switch it off, and you got a big man that's guarding a little man now, which is usually the matchup that you're trying to get. Or you have like somebody like Luka. Luka calls for the screen up top, and then he goes off of the pick because when he comes off of that pick, he's got somebody smaller on him now.
Yes.
And he's going to take them to the cleaners, right?
And the reason, and that's the reason people don't because you can't.
Regardless, that's not a zone.
What are you talking about? Hold on, time out. They were doing pick and rolls during Jordan's time, dude. You understand that, right?
But pick and roll has absolutely taken over basketball, though.
Pick and roll has always been a thing in basketball.
It's always been a thing.
That's been a staple of basketball.
That's a staple of. They play pick and roll on the black tops in New York. Like they play pick and roll outside with kids, and they play pick and roll everywhere.
Pick and roll has been around forever, but 90% of the time, that's the go-to. That is literally the go-to offensive strategy for most NBA teams right now. Unless you got
every team,
if they're playing ISO ball,
unless they're playing ISO ball.
If they're playing ISO ball, but somebody like the Spurs have an offense.
Spurs been playing pick and roll forever, dude.
The Spurs have an offense that they run. Tony Parker's amazing at the pick and roll, but the best offense I've ever seen ran with my eyeballs was when the Spurs played Miami that year that they beat them. That was the most efficient and beautiful offense I've ever seen in my life. It was insane. Hold on, just here to let y'all know that. Just because a movie had just I'm glad that you went ahead and put that out.
You're not wrong.
Listen, I'm sure we're gonna get into that later.
This far over that.
I'm for your list, probably.
I need to make sure that I get this out. Okay. So number one, the point that you're making is saying that they changed the rules for Jordan has no credence. First. Second, zone is allowed now. That rule came in. They changed the rule for illegal defense in 2001, 2002.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was not playing anymore.
Not playing.
Right? So he played one more year. He played 1 year in that system. With the Wizards, and he was a 40-year-old. So that's that. Past that, nobody in the NBA right now, I don't care how many games you watch in a day, if it's a night that the NBA has 9 games on, you're not going to see people running zone. Nobody runs zone.
They play it when man don't work.
Exactly. And they don't stay in it long. And you want to know why? For the reason that you said earlier about how the game changed. More positions can shoot the three from outside now than they did before. So if you play a zone, you're even more prone to getting threes popped in your mouth. Or if you come out too far, the zone is broken and now they can drive to the lane and dunk on you, which is why zones don't work. So either you have to play effective defense, and have players that can really move their feet and play really good help defense, which there aren't a lot of great teams that play that type of defense. The Golden State Warriors are one of the best teams. That's what made Draymond as good as he is. Draymond is very heady, but he's also one of the best help defenders in the league. He can watch from the other side of the court and know where the offense is running and then make his way to wherever he knows the ball is coming. That's just strategy. That has nothing to do with zone. But when you watch Michael Jordan in the 80s up to the 90s, you had one person that knew they couldn't guard him, and all of them will tell you that strategy. Joe Dumars will tell you. I don't care if you go back and watch any video of anybody talking about trying to guard Jordan. You have one person on him just tries to play him tough, but you have to have the entire team watching him. So while you got one person in front of him there's at least one big man, the closest one, that's watching him, that's barely looking at their man, and then you have a guy that's backside that's barely looking at their man, especially if you're on the backside. You're not looking at him, you're looking at what Jordan's doing, so that when he hits the lane, you can come up and at least put your hands up.
Just remember that their strategy was to beat Jordan up. That was their defense.
That was Jordan rules. That's what
Jordan rules. That's all Jordan rules was. We're going to beat you up. We're going to knock you to the ground. We're going to keep beating you up every time you get in the lane. Like, they didn't play defense. Like, that's not playing defense.
They're just playing on terrorizing.
That's playing football. They decided to play football.
So tell me why y'all believe that it stopped working.
What's that working?
Jordan even admitted it. Jordan got stronger. Jordan got better. And Pippen got stronger. And Pippen got better.
It had nothing to do with flagrant fouls then. It had nothing to do with them starting to call flagrant fouls in 1991.
But even if that, so you're okay. So my question being is, you're saying that
you think he scored more because of flagrant fouls?
Yeah. Do you think because because they're allowing flagrant fouls, he scored more and he was better? Like, it made him.
And you think that changed that specifically for Michael Jordan, not the rest of the league that was getting punched in the mouth too?
Who you just said that they called it the Jordan rules, right?
No. The Jordan rules was to beat him up.
Detroit called the rules. Detroit played him that way.
Right.
That's how Detroit played him. They admitted it.
Detroit played him that way. Every team in the league didn't play Jordan like that because they couldn't.
They don't have a bunch
every team wasn't the Pistons either.
Exactly. You can't compare everybody to the Pistons.
So what's your argument there?
Jordan is beating every other team by himself. Except
nobody said by himself.
Okay.
Who said by himself?
Okay, so Jordan is scoring at will against every other team.
Always
he could not get past the Pistons, who were beating him up in the lane, and then they started calling flagrant fouls.
No,
actually, hold on. And one of the times that he couldn't get by the Pistons because Scotty got hurt.
Yeah.
So he was out there by him. He was kind of out there by himself.
Not to mention, again, he still was dropping buckets. Don't get it twisted. Detroit did their best. Detroit did their best to stop him. He still was dropping buckets. You know what I'm saying? So there was never
nobody stop him from dropping buckets. Nobody's ever said that Jordan is not going to drop buckets. He's going to.
But you're trying to.
I don't understand the argument though.
You're trying to attribute rule changes to why.
Hold on. I'm only contributing the rule changes to the 6 rings. That's the only thing.
And what I'm saying, and what we're saying, hold on, time out. What we're saying to you is the introduction, because the flagrant fouls have always existed. Number one, they were just enforcing them on a level that they hadn't been before
because
across the league, dude. I mean, like, here's the thing: like, if I tell you a fact and then you go like, like across the league, it was too physical. People were getting hurt across the league.
Okay. So if they changed those rules for Jordan, right, then we could agree that back in Jordan's day, when he was playing, when Magic Johnson was playing, when Larry Bird was playing, the type of team building that takes place nowadays never happened, right?
What you mean?
You did not see players taking control of their own destiny.
Yeah, free agency was no real free agency, dude.
That was not a thing, right?
Free agency was basically, if you're too old, they'll let you go.
Yeah, and you go wherever you want. Nowadays, LeBron started the trend. Him and Dwayne Wade started the trend of, yo, I want to play with you. I'll come down there. Chris Bosh joined up later. There's a whole conversation.
I won't say that. Time out. I'm not going to say that.
Didn't do that. What are you talking about?
Hold on. I'm about to give you your credit. The Celtics did it, but they didn't do it in the same manner, though.
No.
Because remember, this dude came over in a trade.
Garnett
came over in a trade. Now,
and Ray Allen came out there.
And Ray Allen came over in free agency.
Okay. But
LeBron
was a free agent every time he moved.
Right.
Based on his,
and what happened was he basically went and told Dwayne and told Chris Bosh to all take less money so that they can play together. That's the difference. That's the difference between what he did and what the Celtics did.
Grown men to do that, and they had to do it.
No, bro, that's what I'm saying.
When I say told, I mean like they agreed to all take less money.
Okay, so you would rather an NBA player who is playing on the court not have any control of where he goes, where he plays, and how much money he makes.
We didn't bring this point up.
Nobody
you did.
said it. Nobody said think about that.
Morgan,
What I
literally
said,
brought up this.
What I said is, if you're saying that Michael Jordan benefited from them changing the rules for him, or that he made these rule changes, because you sent us that article talking about that he had went to the rules committee and was saying, I would have never had a career I did without with you allowing zone defense, right? You were attributing that and you sent it to the group. If you're going to attribute that to say Michael Jordan succeeded because of that, then I can point to the fact that, again, LeBron did this. He broke something in the league too, because nowadays there's a reason the older players that before this era had an issue with what he was doing, and people still don't look at it the same. Like, the reason that people give LeBron's titles respect at this point, at least the Cavs title, is because, one, it was hard to do, but two, because LeBron had played his heart out for the Cavs and gave them everything he had for 7 years, and he had no help. It's just like AI did. That's the reason why everybody was happy to see him go to Miami, because it's like, yo, or anywhere, because it's like, if y'all not gonna bring this man help, he got every right to leave. Like, I wish AI had to did it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
now what you just said is
he made a trend of it, and now he's changed. So now every team LeBron touches changes their entire everything for him, and then he leaves it in shambles when he leaves and goes somewhere else. The whole plan is.
You don't think teams would have done that? You don't think teams would have done that for Jordan?
Yeah. Jordan wouldn't have asked for it. That's the point.
Hold on.
Why would Jordan have to ask for it? If he's saying, hold on. I'm leaving. If Jordan,
I'm gonna answer your question.
I'm gonna answer your question,
Danny.
If Phil Jackson got fired,
Danny, I'm gonna answer your question. You're talking about two different mentalities. Number one. Now, if Jordan were to be of this generation, he probably would do that. So I'll say that he probably would do that. But his generation were all about, I don't want to play with you. I want to beat you.
Exactly.
They all say it all the time. Jordan's a different era, dude.
The reason I would say Jordan would not do it is because Kobe didn't.
Kobe would have never in his
life
never
to leave. What are y'all talking about?
Did you see Kobe leave LA? Have you seen Kobe leave LA?
He didn't leave, but he threatened to.
For what?
There's nothing.
Why did he go? Number one, he had the opportunity.
Yeah,
that's the point we're trying to make.
We're pointing out that they're built different. Jordan would not have done that.
Man.
Larry Bird would not have done
different eras, man.
Magic Johnson would not have done that. Damian Lillard still has not done that for that specific reason. He points to those guys and says, I'm not doing that. I'm going to win it here. And if they can't bring me what I need, it is what it is. But he's not going to go jumping teams trying to make a championship. The reason that I destroyed Kevin Durant is the best player in the league to me right now, and has been every year he was healthy for the last at least 3 or 4 years at least. The reason he got destroyed was because you literally did a can't beat him, join him. You lost because you choked that championship out, and you left that team that you lost with that was better than him anyway. And you went and joined up with a 73-9 team.
No, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, listen, time out. You have to, can we at least agree that it's two different eras?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Can we at least understand, can we at least agree that there are two different mentalities with the eras?
For some players, yeah.
I would say for most of the players,
but
you got to remember these dudes did not like each other.
Okay,
like the Pistons to this day,
bro.
Most of them don't like Jordan.
Hey, if people were beating me up on the court, I wouldn't like them either. But
so you understand my point, though. I don't understand the point that you're trying to make.
The only difference is that they didn't have the options at that time.
That is the point we are trying to make. There was no like I said,
if they did have the options, they would be doing the same
thing. Okay, time out. It's like NFL football.
It's like NFL football. Tell me that Charles Barkley went his whole career would have been happy going his whole career without being to really compete for a ring. You telling me that
Charles Barkley did leave?
He did it in Philly. He did it in Philly.
Okay, listen. You telling me that the Bulls are beating everybody every season, and all of these other teams, if they had the opportunity to join up to beat them, they wouldn't have done that?
No, they didn't do it, and I don't think they
They
would have.
didn't have the,
So let me ask
I
you.
don't think they would have done. They were built. Their mentalities were built different. There's no world that Larry Bird. There's no world that Larry Bird is
Wait,
losing
what did you
to Magic
say?
Johnson.
Wait, what time out? What did you say?
their mentality was built to be losers, is what you're saying? Because if I got
no, Morgan,
if I got the opportunity,
no, stop. I got
the opportunity to join up with Javon to make the best-selling comic book in the world, I'm doing that. I'm not just gonna say, hey,
time out.
I'm letting Black Sands make all the money.
Nope. We're not going to do that because it's a terrible analogy. It's a terrible comparison.
Really
I'm going to tell you why it's a terrible comparison. Because me making a comic book doesn't prevent you from making a good best-selling comic book.
Not at all.
Now, me being great, me being a great basketball player and bringing a team to a championship might prevent you from making a championship.
Yeah, but if I want to win the Eisner Award for 2022, everybody can't win the award. Only one of us.
But it's not looked at that. It's two different worlds. It's not sports.
I'm saying if that's the pinnacle prize that I'm trying to reach.
Can you acknowledge that it's not sports? Like it's not a championship. Like multiple people win Eisners. You understand that multiple people win Eisners, right? That's like an Oscar. Multiple people win Oscars. It's not one Oscar. It's not. Is there one Oscar that everybody can that only one person can win?
There's only one Oscar for Best Picture every year. There's only one Oscar for Best Picture.
But yes, but multiple time out. But has a movie won multiple Oscars?
No,
for different things.
Oh yeah, for different things. Yeah.
All right.
But a player can
once again. Okay, so even all right, using no time out. I'm gonna go with your analogy. Time out. I'm gonna go with your analogy. Danny, let's go with your analogy. Danny, let's go with it.
It's the same thing.
Time out. If I as an actor want to win an Oscar, how does me working with you help me win an Oscar if you won an Oscar too?
Listen, because if you're the director of the film and I'm the actor, then we both can win an Oscar for the same film. If you're the artist,
you're acknowledging it's not the same thing, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, dude.
It is the same thing.
Can you? I mean, it's sports,
Scottie Pippen got all of those same rings that Jordan got.
Though it's sports.
So you really, you seriously believe
it's still a team.
You seriously believe that Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, anybody from Detroit, let's go to the 90s teams. You think Patrick Ewing would have left the New York Knicks to join up with
Jordan?
Let's keep it separate from Jordan. He can't beat Jordan, so he leaves the New York Knicks to go play with Reggie Miller in Indiana. Or Craig Elo in the Cleveland Cavaliers. Craig Elo, what was it, Brad Doherty? Who else did they have? Mark Price. You know what I'm saying? You think he would have, or the Blazers? He would have left to go take Duckworth's place and play with Clyde Drexler. You know what I'm saying? Kersey. Do you think he would have left to go join up with them just so he could beat Jordan?
If the goal of the game is to win the game, yes, I do think that.
If they actually say the words, we would never have done that. Why can you not take that as
gospel? Say they're lying
because
they've all said they would never.
They didn't have the choice. I say a lot of stuff. I say I would never.
So do you think? Hold on. So if Jordan says I would have never joined the Pistons, yeah, they beat us twice and they won championships, but I would. I'm never going to join the Pistons. You think he lying?
I know you don't think Michael Jordan would have joined the Pistons, the Lakers, or the Celtics. I know you don't believe that.
The Pistons are wearing Michael Jordan's brand clothes right now in their games, right?
Dude, does
that have to do with anything?
I'm trying so hard here.
If Michael Jordan hates the Pistons, if Michael Jordan hates the Pistons so bad, why are they paying him to wear his clothes?
So you think he doesn't like money?
Danny, you've had a lot of takes, man.
You seriously think Michael Jordan would have left if he couldn't win?
All right, why are we talking about his clothing? I'm talking about him playing. Do you think Jordan at that time after? Hold on. When the Pistons beat him the second time,
Javon,
and went on to a championship. Stop.
There's no way he believes.
And they went on to a championship. If you were to ask Michael Jordan on that offseason, hey, you want to go play with the Pistons?
okay,
You think he would have said yes?
I'm not saying Jordan would have.
Just
I didn't
answer
say
the
Jordan would
question.
have.
Just answer the question.
I don't think Jordan would have. No, I don't
Okay.
think Jordan would have. But I'm not saying
which,
that.
Which one of those greats do you think would have?
Tell me who would have done it. The only person that actually did it. The only person that actually did it, and because he was able to do it because of free agency, was Rodman. And Rodman went to the team that he beat.
San Antonio, yeah. But the other thing is, like, so we can't count like Gary Payton and Karl Malone when they went to the Lakers because they were old.
And that's what you see all the time is when they get old.
Yeah.
Then they go to the other team.
Like, but
that's
you still didn't see Michael Jordan do it.
Jumping.
Michael Jordan didn't come back and say, "Let me join up with who was it? Who was he with the Wizards?
Was it
99 and 2000? Let me join up with the Lakers.
Was it Portland who won those championships that year?
It was
2 years.
The
Lakers
back
to back.
The Lakers is in 2000. His last.
Oh, you mean when he was old? Yeah, when he was old.
Yeah.
When he came back, he went to the Wizards.
Yeah, when he came back to play with the Wizards, he had a choice to be like, you know what? I'm already mentoring Kobe. Let me go over there and play with him. I can come off the bench. Of course, he never would. But
wait, who said that?
No, I said what I'm saying is Michael Jordan could have picked what team he came back to, right? He could have picked anybody.
You don't think that any team would have brought?
He came back because he wanted to be an owner. That's different. They gave him the opportunity to.
The Wizards gave him the opportunity to be an owner.
I missed that news story.
Bro.
The Wizards gave him an opportunity to be an owner.
I missed that.
The Wizards.
I
don't even know. We started all the way over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Talking about how the rules made it easier for him to score, and I'm talking about how.
Again, the biggest thing I've been saying this whole time is if you would just go back and watch the games, you would never say those things. You would never say the thing. You could not possibly make the mistakes that you'd be making when you make those comments if you had watched it. So that's how I know you haven't watched it.
I have watched it. Man, stop. You're going to stop.
No way. There's no way.
Just as often as anybody else. I went
you
back
watched Michael Jordan.
Yes, I watch more Jordan games now than I ever watched when I was growing up.
Okay, fine. Do you think the defense that you are watching, do you see how physical it is?
I understand.
Can you acknowledge that it's physical? Yes or no?
You're saying there are certain teams that played very physical defense. Most teams did not. Most teams did not play the physical defense that you are talking about. They didn't have.
The best teams played physical defense.
Yeah,
the best teams, yes.
But that's who, because we're not talking about random trash team down here. You know what I mean? We're not talking about random trash team.
Y'all act like, because when y'all say the NBA was so much more physical back then, okay,
it was more.
That's a fact.
For 12, can I ask, hold on.
Out of 82 games, they were hard-nosed and physical. Today's defensive schemes.
The schemes have not changed. It's basketball, bro.
The schemes haven't changed, dude. Man cover, man on man, boxing one.
Nobody
just talking about all these things. All these things, they've existed forever. The difference is you can't be up on somebody.
You cannot put your arm on them.
Yeah, you can't put your arm up on somebody
unless they are backing you down. The way they changed the rule is what you used to be able to do. Hand checking is the biggest defensive weapon taken away from defenders in the league because now you have to move your feet in order to guard somebody. It's two big changes for defense in the NBA that change things, change everything.
You think that makes it
one hand checking out top. Let me finish. Hand checking out top was a huge deal, right? Taking away the ability for you to be able to rest your arm and physically control where somebody can go, where they can't go. That was not a foul back then. So when Michael Jordan got ready to drive around you to stop him, people would put their arm in his side and try to push him off course to get him out from where he had to go or where he was trying to get to the basket. So then he needs to kick the ball and reset. So then usually what you see him do is if they did that, he come back on the other side and post up and they swing the ball around to him and give it to him in the post. Because once he gets into the post, he can either hit this fadeaway quick before the help defense gets there, or he can turn around, face up, and go around you, or he can spin baseline and dunk on you. But regardless, if he gets the ball in that post, you're dead. You can forget about it, and everybody, you can watch multiple games and watch it happen. Pippen did the same thing. Defense
you can't put and number you also can't you can't put your hands on somebody. That's why when you see them play defense today, most of the dudes, they got hands up. They got hands up, and the offensive player can basically shoulder you out of the way.
Yeah,
especially if your feet aren't moving. You can't. There was none of that before, because you can have your hands. You can have your hands be a part of you playing defense. You can't do that. You can't do that now.
So the hand check is one of the biggest things. The hand check is one of the biggest things. The second biggest thing is them putting the ring under the goal. That if you try to take a charge, if you try to take a charge right there,
area. Yep.
It's that restricted area changed a lot, because people used to be able to stand under there and take charges. And most of there are times where it's always a judgment call where the ref was like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You could have missed that call, whatever. But once they put that line there, once they put that restricted line there, the ref doesn't have to reference anything. Now they can just look down and see if your feet was in that line or not. And if they are, it's a dub. Those are two huge rule changes that affect the defense in the NBA. But the hand check is the biggest one by far, because, again, in order for you to stay in front of somebody, if they're faster than you, you cannot rest your arm. That's why Steph in Jordan's league in the 80s and the 90s would have been easier to guard, because the only way you guard Steph right now is to keep him. He runs off a bunch of screens, but if he's out top trying to shake you, what they would have done is just get up into his body and control where he's going with their forearm.
So now, all of that you just said, does that mean that defense was better in the 90s, or does that just mean that they were able to play more physically? Because I said it was easier to play defense, is what I'm saying. Right. I didn't say defense was better. I said it was easier to play defense because there were certain things, as Morgan pointed out, that you could do that you can't do now. Now, I will agree that the people who play defense now, who play great defense now, are playing great defense because they don't have some of those same tools. But everybody nowadays doesn't play great defense, which is why you can see Scotty Barnes put up 50 points, Karl Anthony Towns dropping 60. Like in the last 2 weeks, you had 10 people drop 50 points. Yeah, LeBron was 2 of them. And LeBron is just as big. Think about every time LeBron, and I'm not dissing LeBron. We're just talking about what happened. But think about when LeBron gets in the lane and he puts his shoulder into people, and they call foul on the other person. That's a superstar call, because if another player does that, they getting called charge on it. I'm not saying that LeBron is last night. What? He got called for a charge last night for doing that. Dude, but I'm not saying that LeBron never gets. Before we get to our list, I want to read this to y'all because yes, I saw the ownership thing. I do remember that now. I do remember that talking about it. I do. Okay. But that he still didn't go to Lakers though. That the point we're trying to make is he still didn't go join he didn't try to create a super team. Yeah, because you
already agreed that he's not built to try to do that. Even if he had the opportunity to do it, he wanted to be an owner.
I mean, that's fine, but it's not like and I'm not, but he could have easily said, let me find the best team and try and get on the best team. You don't think the best team ain't taking Jordan at 40?
I'm about to say,
okay, you don't think LeBron could go to the Warriors if he wanted to right now?
Yes, we do.
See LeBron doing it,
and if he did it, it would be it would be on brand.
Y'all being
exactly that. It would as soon as he
nobody would think twice. We'd be like, yeah, makes sense. LeBron won another ring, so he went to the best team.
Yeah, and again, back to my
point.
He
didn't even really want to time out. The only reason he went back to Cleveland was outside of it being Cleveland is he had Kyrie there. He saw Kyrie balling. They acquiesced to bringing Kevin Love into him for him.
The big thing is but that all of that goes back into, and then I'll get to the list. All of that goes back into again, what I said in the group before we came on the show, what we're seeing LeBron James do, we've never seen an NBA player do. To be this good for this long, for 19 years, is insane. There's no question about that. Nobody would ever question that. Nobody ever tried to diminish that at all.
He's the second greatest player of all time, and I don't see why that's a diss.
I'm cool with that. I'm not
saying it is.
I've been saying that for years. He's the second greatest player of all time, and when people look at me like I'm crazy.
I'm fine with. I have no longer physically angry about people saying that he's the second greatest. If that's what you believe,
but you know, you might not be angry, but the legion of posts and that you send our way tell us otherwise.
I'm telling you what I believe. And every time that there's a new accomplishment, I'm going to share it with y'all because I like talking basketball with y'all.
But that's fine. That's fine. But it's easy. But for you to say, okay, every time there's a new accomplishment. It's funny, like
I know because it seems daily. It seems like every day he's doing something. I understand. It might be
Morgan just made the point that Morgan just made the point about how amazing that he is. He at like almost 40 years old, he's still balling.
I think
he's still balling on a losing team though.
He's 37 or 38, but regardless, what he's doing right now is insane. But again, the GOAT conversation is a different conversation. You know what I'm saying? It just like. What he's doing is amazing, like seriously amazing. What Kevin Durant does all the time is amazing, but you don't hear anybody call Kevin Durant the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear anybody call Steph Curry the GOAT. What the reason that LeBron James is in that conversation at all is because he picked up and carried the league. Once that Jordan era died down, and once Jordan era died down, Kobe and Shaq carried it for a little bit, but when LeBron came in. And I've said this before too. There's never been an athlete with the type of pressure come on them that lived up to the hype more than LeBron.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Nobody would ever try to.
We all agree on that.
But that does not make him the greatest NBA player of all time. That comes down to statistics, and it comes down to accomplishments, and it comes down to titles. I gave criteria before.
To me, those are your criteria. Again, to me, like I said, 3-1 down, and I understand that situationally things did happen. Things did happen to make that
championship
possible for him, but that team the Warriors team was better than the Cavaliers team that year. And
but KD didn't play, right? KD was gone. Draymond was out in game 5.
No, you're talking about the 3-1
when he came back from 3-1.
The 3-1, KD wasn't even there yet, and
Draymond wasn't there yet.
Draymond missed the game.
Yeah, Draymond missed game 5.
Yes, but that was the 72 win. That was the 73
win.
73 win.
It's an amazing accomplishment. Like I give him credit. It's an amazing accomplishment. Hold on, Danny. It's an amazing accomplishment, but why does that one accomplishment?
It's not just the one. It's not just that one accomplishment.
But you said that's why you considered.
I'm saying that moment. From that moment on. Is when I considered him the GOAT.
But didn't he get swept like the year after that?
Yes, but he played immaculate basketball though. Like he was scoring 40. The man played. He could not have played better basketball than he played the year that he got that he lost 5.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because you were the main person that said you couldn't separate the individual player's accomplishment from the team. You said that on this show.
No, I did not.
You definitely said that.
I said that championships are a team accomplishment. I did not say I couldn't separate the individual from the team. I know that without Michael Jordan, the Bulls would not have won 6 rings.
I'm gonna find it, and I'm going to the next show. I'm gonna post it. You said, please. I don't understand how you can separate what the individual person did from the team because it's a team sport.
Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I heard.
And I said, I don't understand how you can't watch somebody ball out and go, he's the best player on the court. Or he's the best player on the team.
Yeah,
you just told me. You just told me. I
definitely understand that.
But you just told me that, he made 45. But if it's a team sport, then him getting swept. Jordan ain't never been swept, dude.
Not never.
That's because never. That's because he had a better team. You can score 70 points and still lose a basketball game. You can score,
LeBron James
50 and still lose a basketball game. I've seen people do it.
You think LeBron
a
James
basketball game?
You think LeBron James and Scottie Pippen would have won 6 championships?
Yes. I say it all the time.
What? Okay. I'm not even gonna ask why.
Listen. If you want to say LeBron is the GOAT for you, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But let's stick within your logic. Your logic is that his comeback from 3-1 is the beginning of him becoming the GOAT. Cool. But you can't be the GOAT getting swept.
You don't think
number one, you can't be the GOAT losing the Dallas Mavericks, dude.
Wait. Give me 1 second. Give me a second. The Dallas Mavericks were good. That's number one. But let me also ask this. You don't think the Miami Heat team that he assembled and played 4 years with is one of the best teams in NBA history?
Say the Heat team?
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't think that's one of the best teams in NBA history?
I think the two, I think they were. I told you I don't think that they should have got beat by the Mavericks. That's the one.
What about the Spurs? They got beat by the Spurs too.
The Spurs were a better team. The Spurs
had a bunch of old.
Tim
Duncan was at the end of his career. Manu and Tony Parker were older.
They definitely were. But do you think the Chicago Bulls team, either run, is better than the Miami Heat team overall?
Almost 5 of those Bulls teams were better than that Heat team. And I think those.
Go on and do the list, man.
I think the first 2 years were the best. No, I say the middle 2 years. No, those 3 years were the best teams that
the
LeBron
first 3
played on.
Oh
yes, first 3 years.
You think the Heat team was the best? The Heat's team. Okay, cool. That was
Miami
the best team.
You had LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh just as the 3. That's not counting Chalmers, who was balling at that time. That's not counting Shane Battier. That's not counting
Birdman.
Yeah, but you just said that the Chicago teams were.
You said the Chicago teams were better than those teams.
Yeah,
that's the question.
Especially when you include
Ray Allen. That's what I'm saying. Ray Allen.
They had a okay. All right. Let's do the list, man. Let's do the list.
Let's get into the list.
We just disagree, bro. I mean,
then I just want you to stay within your logic, though. Like, I'm willing to follow you in your logic. Like, I'm willing to go down your road and following your logic, but your logic moves. So, like, you can sit there and say, okay, he came back from 3-1, and I'm like, okay, bet.
No, I've said the same thing every time. I believe that LeBron's competition was better, and that he had a higher high. That's what I said.
Okay,
if you don't believe that,
time out. Though. No, it's not about a belief thing. This is a fact thing. Look, Michael Jordan. Look at the top 75 players of all time.
Who would you
go back and go? Charles Barkley is a Hall of Famer.
Okay,
Charles Barkley was an MVP.
Which one of them is KD? Which one of them is KD, Kyrie, James Harden, and Steph Curry?
Kyrie ain't even in the top 75 player of all time.
Not yet.
James Harden ain't been in the NBA Finals.
Okay.
Not named one time.
Okay. So
you telling me he can't find people?
I'm just okay.
Jordan was playing against Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Bro, they was already
the people that he was beat. The people
they won championships.
The people
he never beat them though.
You said the hold on, time out.
They were already old and he never beat them.
Time out. Your words. Yeah, he did. Your words that the level of competition is better now than it was then. That is your words. You didn't say.
I'm talking about who he played in their prime.
Wait, that wasn't even Jordan. Time out. If you want to call him old, that wasn't even Jordan's prime, though.
Definitely
Magic
not.
Johnson. Hold on, time out. Magic Johnson. Hold on. When Magic Johnson did beat Jordan those times, that was when they were winning championships. Him and Bird were winning championships at that time. So how is that not their prime?
That's not. But he didn't beat them then, is what I'm saying.
I didn't say that he did. You said the level of competition is harder now for LeBron than it was for Jordan.
Okay, when he's in his prime, though, like the prime years of Michael Jordan's career was not year 1 through 4.
He played Barkley in his prime. He played Barkley. Do we have to go through the list of teams that he beat on the way to his championship?
He psychologically
Patrick Ewing was in his prime, dude. Patrick Ewing was in his prime. Heard the man
say, "I bought him $50,000 ring."
Patrick Ewing would destroy people nowadays, dude.
Reggie Miller was in his prime. Rick Smith was in his prime.
Come on, dude. Come on, man. You're talking
Miller,
multiple people on the
Reggie
top
Miller
75 players of all time.
Reggie Miller or Steph Curry?
Reggie Miller was what?
Reggie Miller or Steph Curry?
Will we take Reggie Miller or Steph Curry?
And Reggie I love
Miller
Reggie Miller
or Steph Curry.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Miller.
Reggie Miller's a better defender than Steph Curry, though.
I'm gonna keep it a band with you. Number one, it depends. I always say this. It always depends on the team, right? But if I have what I'll say about Steph Curry is that in the playoffs, when it matters and you need buckets, Steph don't always go get the buckets. That's all I'm saying.
How many rings does Reggie Miller have?
None, because Jordan played.
Time out. So, hold on. No. I got you.
Hakeem.
Remember this about Reggie Miller. That squad. Hold on.
They play different positions.
Time out. That Pacer squad that Reggie Miller was on, he was on his way to getting a championship before the Malice in the Palace.
True.
He definitely.
And that was old Reggie.
Should have had a ring.
And that was old Reggie.
Had a ring that year.
That was old Reggie.
Once again, you talking about a time period where dudes weren't jumping teams to play with better players. In this era, Reggie Miller would have found a better team than to be stuck on those Pacers teams.
But a lot of those Pacers teams, so that's
not that their Pacers teams weren't good. I'm just saying that those dudes end up hitting ceilings because the mentality was go on a team, beat the teams that are in front of you with the squad that you got.
All right, Charles Barkley or Kevin Durant.
Okay, man. Okay, so all right. Can I say what you said? LeBron didn't beat Kevin Durant.
Kevin McHale or Kevin Durant?
Kevin Durant.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna do this, man, because I don't want
to. So you're admitting Kevin Durant's better than LeBron?
I did not say that. I'm saying the competition that he's facing. The Warriors team that LeBron played against with Kevin Durant and Steph Curry is the best team that has ever been assembled.
Let me ask you this. I disagree.
KD,
but
Steph,
I disagree.
Clay, Iggy, Draymond is the best starting five that has ever been assembled in the NBA.
I disagree. But
who is then?
Hold on. So what you just asked? You asked KD or who?
KD or Charles Barkley?
No, there was something else that you said that I wanted to drill in on.
McHale?
No. Man, you kept talking and messed it up. Okay. So I said. So you're admitting KD's better. So let me ask you this: when Michael Jordan was playing basketball, was there anybody else that was playing basketball that you could say is holding the candle to Michael Jordan when they're on the court?
And that's exactly why I say.
Okay. Oh, wait. Let me finish my point. So, from the 80s, when Michael Jordan came in, till the time that he retired, there was nobody that was holding the candle to Michael Jordan's greatness, right?
That's right.
All right. But LeBron James, his entire career has had people that can hold candles to him his entire career, right?
And that's why I said that his competition is better.
No, it ain't about competition. That's what I'm saying. See, you missed it. Michael Jordan dominated. Michael Jordan played against some of the best players ever, and we still all say he's clearly better. Larry Bird called that man.
But I just asked you KD or Charles Barkley, and you clearly said KD. So
hey, by the way, hold on, time out. Hey.
You're not telling the truth.
I just want to remind you that Jordan did beat the Lakers in the finals. Like he beat Magic Johnson and James Worthy. They were that you could call them old if you want, but they were good enough to make the finals. This man beat Clyde Drexler. Clyde Drexler is a baller, dude.
Kevin Dirtworth. Them Blazers teams were good, and he had to play
Charles Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
How many? That's the first three-peat.
That second team was really good. That Phoenix team was really good. You had Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, Chambers, Barkley, Miller was really good. He was one of the slept-on players because you always had these players that get slept on or swept under the rug. The Utah teams, you had Karl Malone, Osatag, freaking Hornacek.
Yep,
John
he beat
Stockton.
Karl Malone. Karl Malone was a baller.
You had
Say
to,
whatever you
beat
want
them
about
twice.
that man. That man was a baller.
He had to beat them twice. He still did it in 6 games. He still never went over 6 games.
Still beat Reggie. He beat Reggie.
Still have not said a team that's better than the Warriors team that LeBron beat.
So you think that team's gonna beat the Chicago Bulls?
The 73 team Warriors.
You think that team is beating the Chicago Bulls?
I don't know, but I know that they're one of the best teams I've ever seen.
You can't say you don't know if you go and talk about he ain't never played a team.
Hold on.
Let me ask you this.
I'm saying they would have beat every team. I'm saying they would have beat every team that the Bulls beat.
If Kevin Durant was in the league with Michael,
I forgot that the Warriors went undefeated.
Wait. If Kevin Durant
they were undefeated in the playoffs,
but they lost some games.
Lost
clearly they lost some games though.
They lost one game in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
But they didn't go undefeated, so clearly they can be beaten. All right.
If Kevin Durant was in the same league as Michael Jordan, do you think people would think Kevin Durant was the GOAT or Michael Jordan's the GOAT?
I think if Kevin Durant played Kevin Durant would destroy during Jordan's era.
And you think Kevin Durant would take Jordan's titles?
I think he definitely would have gave him some competition. Yeah, I do. I think he could have got 1 or 2 out of that 6.
So why you ain't get one? Hold on. So why you ain't get one without the Warriors then? Why you ain't get one without the Warriors?
You put KD on the. Let's say you put KD on the Utah Jazz teams where
they're not winning.
Instead of Karl Malone,
they're not winning.
Okay, all right.
You keep saying KD. KD got beat by them same Warriors. Then went and joined them.
With Russell Westbrook, James Harden, they had a squad, bro. That was one of the best teams that I've seen
Okay. Ooh, I mean, I hear y'all saying
we're not saying that Kevin Durant ain't a baller. We ain't saying that Kevin Durant ain't one of the best players of all time.
I already said I think Kevin Durant.
You keep measuring. You keep using him as a measuring stick. Number one, he's one of the best players of all time. He might even be considered a top 10 player. Kevin Durant's a unicorn, dude.
Yeah.
Every player in this league ain't one of them unicorns. James Harden ain't a unicorn. James Harden ain't getting championships back then. Let's keep it 100.
Okay, what if it was Giannis instead of Karl Malone then?
And
Giannis is a unicorn.
Is he beating Michael Jordan? Is that what you're asking?
What I'm saying is that LeBron is playing in a league with Giannis and KD and
Giannis lost to the Miami Heat, dude.
He got 1 title.
Kawhi got
Giannis got beat by the Miami Heat twice, dude.
How many titles Kawhi got? 3 now?
2.
Kawhi got 2 titles now, right?
Okay.
That's also prime LeBron competition, right? He playing in the league with this caliber player, and y'all are sitting here telling me that
there were no play.
Time out. You talking about the Kawhi? You talking about the same Kawhi Leonard? Whoa. You talking about the same Kawhi Leonard that played on a team with 3 Hall of Famers? With Tim Duncan.
When he was young, yes.
But he
still played with 3 Hall of Famers.
You think Kawhi Leonard? You think Kawhi Leonard is that much better than Gary Payton?
Would you take Kawhi Leonard over
Reggie Miller?
I take Charles Barkley over Kawhi Leonard. I say that right now. I take Charles Barkley over Kawhi Leonard.
Even though Charles
I'll take Patrick Ewing
and no outside game.
No out. Let's go ahead and do these lists. Who wants to go?
You keep saying that you watch basketball. Do you say some stuff like that, man?
Who wants to go first? This dude said
I went first already.
No outside
That's
game.
the craziest joint I ever heard. I take Patrick Ewing. I'll take the mailman.
My guy said Charles Barkley had no outside game.
But not over KD.
We weren't
I
talking
just
about KD,
said that
bro.
KD
Or
was a
Giannis.
unicorn, dude.
But
KD would
there's
ball
two-
in any
What I'm saying
era.
is there's 2 unicorns in the NBA right now, and,
And Mike would be
LeBron is
both
not
of
one of
them.
them.
Michael
And LeBron-
Jordan
Who
would
said
be
that
both
LeBron's
of
not a
them.
unicorn?
How?
Who said that
How?
LeBron's not a unicorn? Time out. Who said that LeBron got not a unicorn?
Okay, if LeBron is a unicorn too, then there's 3 unicorns in the league right now.
Yes, there are 3 people. All right, time out. Giannis is a 2-time MVP. Understand this.
Yes.
He is a 2-time MVP. There are very few players that are as big or as strong or as fast as Giannis.
I agree with you.
Let's just understand this, right? One of the 75 greatest players of all time.
I agree with you.
Same with Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
Same with KD. Not many people as tall, skilled, and everything. Same with LeBron. Ain't many players as big and strong as everything.
Yes.
But you have to understand how many of those 3 are around the league right now.
How many? Yes, I agree with you. But how
That's
many?
3 players out of hundreds.
How many of those players were in the league in the 90s?
There's not many. There's always not many. But
Charles
Barkley, nobody
Hakeem
would. Very few people are big and strong as Barkley. David Robinson. Come on, man. People sleep on David Robinson.
Shaq.
Patrick Ewing was Shaq.
Mm-hmm.
And
but
Anthony Hardaway.
Kobe.
But you've both said that they were not playing the type of games that the guys are playing today.
No, that's not what
we play. The type of games. What do you mean?
I said it's not the same defense. Come on now,
Penny Hardaway.
So you don't think it's easy? You just answered this question before. It's very frustrating.
Are you saying
you
that
just admitted that it was easier to score nowadays than it was back then?
So you telling me that if Shaq had been
Jordan
encouraged,
did beat Shaq. You do realize that, right?
If Shaq had been encouraged to increase his 3-point shot percentage, that he wouldn't have been able to diversify his game even more and become even more dominant than he was.
Shaq,
I'm saying that number one, it's a different league. If I tell you, Danny, if I tell you that they played inside out, dudes don't go in the post anymore. Nobody does that now.
I'll answer this for you. If you ask me what center would I take between Karl Anthony Towns and Shaq, get the freak out of here, bro. Why would you ask me that?
There's not even a question.
If you ask me, would I take Hakeem Olajuwon?
I don't know. It might be a question for you.
If you ask me, would I take Hakeem Olajuwon or
you take Karl Anthony Towns over Shaq?
Or Jokic?
No, Shaq is in my top 5 GOAT. Shaq.
So what are we doing? So you understand that
Shaq came in at the end of Jordan's career, though. That's not the same thing.
He beat them. He beat Jordan, Shaq. He beat Shaq and he beat Anthony. He beat Penny Hardaway. He had to beat them. He had to beat Miami.
Mm-hmm. But they beat him too. The year before, right?
Oh, I was about to say that was in his half season, was it not?
Okay. A loss. Okay, sure.
That he had just came.
Okay, well, no. Stick with that logic. Didn't KD beat LeBron?
And did
several times.
Okay, so if KD beat LeBron, then why are you not arguing for KD to be the GOAT?
Because I already said that team is the greatest team that has ever played basketball. I said that. I said KD, Steph, Clay, Iggy, Draymond is the best team that has ever played basketball. And that's the competition that LeBron has been against. That is what I've been arguing this whole time.
You think that team? Okay, let me add. Okay,
and he only beat him one time. So what does it matter? He beat him one time. He didn't even beat timeout. He didn't even beat that team. So what are we doing? Like, I don't understand.
You're trying to make it seem like you're trying to make it seem like if KD had played in the time, if KD and Giannis had played in the time that Michael Jordan played in, they would have beat him for a title. And I'm telling you, that's not happening.
I'll say this though: if they had played in that time, they wouldn't be in the shape that they are now. Because dudes, the nutrition and the exercise and all the science behind that is miles different. So think about that. Think about if you put Charles Barkley, you bring Charles Barkley into this era, and you having him doing the dieting and the exercise and everything now that Giannis is doing. Charles Barkley would be murdering folks.
But y'all are proving.
But the skill, it was skill back then.
You're saying the same thing that I'm saying.
Skill. No, it's not.
You're saying the same thing I'm saying.
Yes, I'm saying that if you take a good player from back then and bring him over here, he would be in better shape. It
Yes,
doesn't
but
mean he'd be better.
yes,
So
it
your
just
your
means
point is that
they would be in better shape and they could play longer and better careers, right?
But that has nothing to do with how they played at the time.
Okay.
yeah, because you're trying to make the argument that LeBron is playing better competition, which is why he hasn't won more, right?
I said he's won plenty. I don't.
Has he
He's
So
though?
what's the argument?
Yeah.
If the argument is that he
He's
played
got 4
timeout, if the
championships.
argument is that he played better competition, right? That's what you're saying. But he's not consistently beating that competition.
He definitely
And
was.
how long is
And
how long
drinking.
is how long has LeBron's career been?
What up, J Man?
19
years. This is
19
19
years. So in 19 years, he's played against better competition and only won 4 rings. And you're saying that Michael
That's
Jordan,
better than Michael.
in
played
his
15
time
years and won
frame,
6.
15
who played
years,
against
played
less
lesser competition.
competition and won more. Yes.
Okay. Well, I can't argue with that logic. I can just tell you names of players that are
Lesser
considered among the greatest players of all time.
And I
who
just
would
asked
ball
you,
in
I
What
just
any
what
era.
teams?
who would you
Can
trade
I
for
ask
who?
you this? Can
Just
I
ask
ask you
who would
this?
you trade for
Mike,
who?
LeBron James went to 8 straight finals when he was in the East. What teams in the East did he have to go through to get to the finals? What great players did he beat?
All of them.
I'll go first. I'll go first. Top.
I give him credit. LeBron beat the Celtics when they were old and on their way out.
I'm not going to diminish that man and what he's done, but compare.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I keep
that,
trying to give LeBron credit for what you're doing, but your arguments, like your arguments for why LeBron's better, is that he had better competition. And I'm making the point that the competition seems harder because it's easier to score now than it was back then.
For sure.
Because if you think about it, you had to be more skilled back then because it was harder to play. Defense was more harder.
They were more fundamental, for sure.
Now everybody's shooting threes. Steph Curry wouldn't have lasted back then. You talk about bringing players over. Steph Curry wouldn't have lasted back then. Physically, he wouldn't have lasted back then.
I'm not gonna say that because Reggie did. I mean, Reggie's definitely.
Reggie was taller than him, though. Reggie was taller and he was more physically built than Steph. But that's just all right. Well, Steph ain't going into the paint like he do now.
Yeah, I can't agree with you on that.
Go ahead, man. Let's go on and do the list, man.
I'm not gonna say he wouldn't. I'm not gonna say he wouldn't last. He would last, but I don't think would he be destroying people like he's destroying people now. No, because again, if hand checking was allowed, he can try to come through the lane. They're just gonna push him out of it. It wouldn't be what it is right now.
No, go on and let's do the list, man.
If you brought Michael Jordan to this league, oh my God. If you brought Michael Jordan to this league right here, because you can forget about it. You want to know how I know? DeMar DeRozan. DeMar
DeRozan. You want to know how I know? Kevin Durant.
Yeah, but DeMar DeRozan. Kevin Durant is consistently shooting threes. DeMar DeRozan's doing that from mid-range alone.
Yeah, but you got to understand though. Jordan admitted that he didn't shoot threes because that wasn't part of like the game.
That wasn't part of the game. Yeah. He could hit them though.
You gonna tell me that? Hold on. You gonna tell me that
shoot threes because it would have taken away from his dynamic ability to get to the rim. He said that once you start hitting threes, you don't want to drive to the hole anymore. And that's not the type of game that he wanted to play. He definitely
understand that. That's why I said the game was inside out. You drove into the lane. You like it was about being aggressive to the hoop. Nowadays, think about it when you see dudes on a fast break. You see dudes on a fast break and then kick out for a three.
You wild.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, in the playoffs too, so just stop that.
Listen. I tried to stay away from it because
I don't know why.
Literally the first thing you brought up. So stop saying you.
That is true though. That is true, man. You brought it up.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Go ahead, man. Start the list, though. Start the list.
All right. So top 5 comedy. Okay, Javon wants me to add funniest. I thought that was a given. So But top 5 funniest movies. We're not doing stand up.
No stand. No
Thanks,
stand up.
Kyra. No stand up, Danny. No stand up.
No stand up, Danny.
I know you have.
Hold on, time
out.
out. The movie and the movies had to have come out already.
My bad, Kenny. Yes, and it
no
has
theoretical movies.
It actually has to be a film that's been seen in the theater. I can get on DVD right now, watch on YouTube or something.
We can go on demand and get
theoretical movie. It can't be in the future. It can't be. You know what I'm saying? Chill. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I just want to get that out of the way.
That was the funniest episode we've ever done, man. Funniest episode, man.
I was legitimately dumbfounded.
Danny, I gotta applaud you, man. That was the funniest episode we've ever done, dude. That should have been one long TikTok.
I do need to go get that footage just of my face because I'm sure that I was so dejected because I couldn't understand what was happening.
All right, when he said Mike Tyson, first, man? Who going first?
When he said Mike Tyson, bro, I was like, yo. What is happening? And then I was like, I think he's trolling, right? I was waiting for it to stop. And then he was dead serious. Like he was looking back at me in my eyeballs. And I was like, no, he's serious. He's serious. And then I was like, oh my God. And that's
Danny, I don't know if these are bits or if they're or what, but you be committed to it.
It's spectacular.
You sir. You sir need to do movies. For the show. You need to do movies, man.
It's impressive. We got
that was an instant classic. That was an instant classic, man.
Yeah, we got skits coming though. I promise. I thought he was trolling me too.
And the skit better than what we saw yesterday. That you can't top that.
I don't know, bro. We made some pretty freaking great skits.
You got to top. If you could top that, you's a funny dude.
All right.
Go ahead.
Top 5 comedies. I'm gonna go first. All right. So my number 5.
You had to have seen them.
What?
You have to have seen them.
Shut up. My number 5, Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison. If y'all haven't seen that, it came out last. If you haven't seen that movie, you need to watch it, bro. I'm telling you, that joint is hilarious. It's hilarious, but it has a dope message too. So that's my number 5. Y'all, you look.
I'm only laughing because of his face.
Hey, sleep now. Go watch it. I promise you. You watch a movie and not laugh.
What was the movie he had last? Was it Guava Island that he put on his?
Yeah. Y'all haven't seen Guava Island still? That ain't my problem. So number 5, Tijuana Jackson, Purpose Over Prison. Number 4, Bridesmaids. Number
Kyron,
Tijuana Jackson. I'm gonna type it in here. Hold on. I want y'all to go watch it. I knew this. I knew people probably hadn't seen it. That's why I'm putting it on here. Look, go watch it and tell me I'm wrong. I guarantee you, if you watch that movie, it's hilarious and the best.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Tijuana Jackson's number 5. Number 4 is Bridesmaids. Number 3, Tropic Thunder. Number 2, Coming to America. Number 1, Harlem Nights. It's hard to put something in front of it's hard to put something in front of Coming to America for a comedy, but me personally, I laugh way harder at Harlem Nights than I do Coming to America. The scene with Arsenio, bruh, in the car, talk about he go kill him for killing his brother, bruh. Oh my God. And he's crying the whole time, talking about, you killed my brother, go get that nigga, man. Bruh, that scene had me crying the whole time, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the most famous scene is probably the one with Loretta Devine, where him and her and Eddie both get into the fight. No, listen.
Tropic Thunder is on my
list. I knew that people would, you know what I'm saying, might not know that movie, and that's fine with me. I don't care. I knew it was a risk to put it on there, but I don't care. I mean, I'm being truthful to what.
Go ahead. No, listen, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying it. Go ahead, Daddy.
Man, yeah, bro. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh my God, bro. When they kept shooting the machine gun all the time, then old buddy was like, pow. Bro, that scene, I'd be crying like watching that scene, bro. So that joint my number 1 over Coming to America, even though that was hard to do. But Tijuana Jackson, I'm gonna say it again. Go look the movie up and watch it. And then I want you to hit the page. Make sure you come to the page and tell me whether it
Tijuana
was trash or
Jackson.
not. Because I'm telling
Tijuana
you right
Jackson,
now.
dude.
I'm telling you right
There's
now.
so many
that movie's
movies,
dope.
man.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Tropic
We'll
Thunder,
get into it.
I'll go next.
Go
And
ahead.
Tropic Thunder almost made my list because that movie, Jack Black in that movie, bro. Jack Black in
Robert Downey
Tropic
Jr.
Thunder,
got me.
bro, that dude was hilarious.
Robert, and I wanted to say that too. That movie was problematic for me to put on a list, but I had to be honest about me laughing. Only because Robert Downey Jr. is in blackface.
RDJ in blackface was still, still to this day.
It's problematic, but it's hilarious. The scene.
You never go full retard. I said,
bruh, that crap. No, my favorite part. My favorite is two scenes that had me crying. One scene,
did he say Loretta Devine?
Huh?
Did he say Loretta Devine? That definitely was not Loretta Devine.
Yeah, I meant Della Reese. I'm sorry.
Definitely not him.
Yeah, so there two scenes. Two scenes in Tropic Thunder that had me crying. One when the director was talking about how they had things set up or whatever, and he turned around and stepped on that mine. Yeah. Oh my God, bro! I cried for like 5 or 10 minutes laughing because I didn't see it coming. And then the second joint is when he was talking to Ben Stiller. Was like, bro, what you been doing to work out? You look cut up, like Rambo, not from the first one, but from the second one. You know what I'm saying? You look real cut up. You got any tips on how to do it? Give me that GD mount. Bro, I was dying. Oh my God, bro. Yeah. That movie's hilarious.
That's a good one. All right. So my list, and I had to redo my list a couple of times because I had a comedian on this list 3 times, and I was like, I can't have it. But
Eddie Murphy could easily be on there 3 times.
Yeah, but if you know me, especially when I was growing up, it was Jim Carrey for me. Jim Carrey, okay. Bro, that dude is a comedic genius. But for me, my number 5 is Anchorman. Still bust a gut watching that show to this day. Number 4, Kenny said it, Liar Liar. That movie to me is like, it's a perfect film and it's a perfect comedy. Number 3 is Bad Boys, Mike Lowry, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together. Bruh, that junk was classic. Number 2 is Coming to America, and number 1 is Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. For me, Ace Ventura, that joint was so dang on, so different and extremely funny. Every single time I watch it. So that's my 5.
All right. Jesus. All right. So I kind of did my favorite 5. I know I try to be impartial or whatever, but I did my favorite 5.
Hey, as long as you don't got Tijuana Jackson on your list, I think
you'll be fine. Y'all clap all
Yo, I've never let.
Just make sure you watch it. Just make sure you watch it, and when you laughing,
all right,
I'm telling you.
So I got 2 from the same actor too. I can't help it. This is more. You can understand my taste when you hear my list. So all right, number 5. Dog, I had to put Talladega Nights, man. Ricky Bobby.
Oh, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
That joint is so funny, yo.
Everybody
was paralyzed. When he thought he was paralyzed, he's like, I'm gonna stab myself. I'm gonna do it. Don't do it, man. Don't stick that in your leg. Don't do that.
That joint was close for me too.
Yeah. Bro, when he told him to say I like crepes, he's like, oh, this small thin pancakes. I love that. Just break it. Okay, so Talladega Nights. I had to go number 4, Liar Liar. I'm with you, Danny. Liar Liar, man. That was like joke. I was on the floor.
Everything. Like, physical comedy. Everything.
That was his masterpiece.
Yeah, it was a peak performance. Shut up, Kyron. Shut up, Kyron. Just
number 3, I did Friday, man. Friday had me laughing start to finish. Still one of my favorites. Everything in my list is stuff I quote to this day.
I was gonna put Friday on there just for how legendary it is, but I don't go back and watch Friday and still laugh as hard as
I watch Friday and laugh to this day. And then number 2, Coming to America, the first one.
Coming to America gotta be on there.
It's on it. And then number 1, I'm sorry, man. Every time I watch this movie, I still laugh. Every time when I
Spaceballs.
first saw it in the theaters, I almost had that on my list. Almost.
What is it?
Anchorman, dude.
Anchorman.
Anchorman is the only movie that I was in the movie theater on the floor laughing. Like
Anchorman
it had me out my seat, dude.
Anchorman is so funny, bro.
Bro, when he's like, I stabbed the dude with a pitchfork. It's just like, I saw that. Yes, we might have to talk to someone. Bro, I was crying. I was crying,
out
man.
there, bro.
The only reason I didn't put Anchorman on mine was because it had been too long since I'd seen it, so I couldn't remember.
A lot of
I didn't have time to watch.
I literally can't watch now. Like Tropic Thunder is a great, hilarious comedy, but I can't watch that with the kid. Like Kendra I think Kendra and Stephanie would think it's hilarious, but I just can't watch it in my house right now. And same thing for I just can't. I couldn't put it on.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Have to understand Jack Black saying, just give me a taste, man. Like I couldn't put Tropic Thunder on and have to explain to my kids why this dude is offering fellatio for drugs. I couldn't do it.
The only movie on your list you could play for them is Liar Liar.
I mean,
even Liar Liar got like a sex scene type deal in it.
They can watch Bad Boys and Coming to America aren't bad. Ace Ventura is definitely not bad.
So you think Bad Boys with the violence and the killing is okay?
I debated.
I don't mind the violence and the killing.
I debated Bad Boys.
I don't mind the drugs and the killing and the violence. I don't mind that.
Drugs and the killing. And
I debated Bad Boys, man, but I couldn't. I just see Bad Boys. I see Bad Boys as an action.
Yeah.
You know, I see it as more action than comedy, but I did debate putting it on here. Like, 40-Year-Old Virgin was another one for me. That was really close.
Blazing Saddles isn't as funny to me today.
Dude, I tried laughing at Blazing Saddles. It ain't for me.
I've never gone back to watch it.
Yeah,
it wasn't for me when I first saw it. It ain't for me now.
I don't think it's my type of comedy.
Same thing with like I'm gonna get you. I can't believe I didn't.
No,
Major
I'm
Pain,
gonna get you sucker. Is one.
I'm surprised you didn't have Major Pain.
It's in my top 10.
Yeah, Major Pain is one of my favorite. That's one of our favorite comedies to watch as a family. But, bro,
I never got into Major Pain, dude. I tried.
Date night. I was thinking about Date Night too.
Yeah, Date Night is good.
I was thinking about Date Night for number 5.
I wouldn't put it that high. But
I almost put Old School on mine.
Anchorman was. If I had time to go back and watch, Anchorman to refresh my memory, it's been too long since
Anchorman. When he's like, "Oh, I'm not prepared for this at all," he pulls the flute out of his.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, I'm not prepared at all. I'm not prepared at all.
I love Will Ferrell, man.
Will Ferrell is a.
Will Ferrell's one of the funniest people on earth. Yeah. So when I'm talking, you talking about like him and Sherry O'Terry on Saturday Night Live, bruh. Mm-hmm. The sketch that dude did when he was doing the barbecue but yelling at his kids. I was dying. I was dying.
My favorite on Saturday Night Live for Will is when he plays Alex Trebek.
Oh yeah,
that is hilarious.
Step Brothers was good too.
Step Brothers was hilarious.
I would have put Talladega Nights. I would have put Talladega Nights on there or Anchorman. Definitely, I'm telling you, if I had time to go back and watch Anchorman today,
dude,
just to refresh my memory, it definitely would have been on there. The only reason it didn't go on there is because it's been too long since I watched it, so I couldn't. If I couldn't recall specific moments that made me laugh in these movies, then I didn't put it on my list.
Dude,
Anchorman, I've seen it, but it's been
Talladega Nights.
I think I've watched all 5 of mine at least twice in the past year.
Oh no, yeah, mine's I watch to this day. Anytime it comes on TV, I like
Harlem Nights.
I almost put Office Space. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Office Space is a classic.
That's a classic, but it don't make me belly laugh.
Yeah.
Like the other ones on my journey.
Anchorman make like the funniest to me. Like you got to bust out laughing. Like you have to have several moments when you just uncontrollably laugh. Like you said with Anchorman, that movie and Tropic Thunder had a bunch of them moments.
Tropic Thunder was mine, bro. Like I put that. That's why I didn't put it number 1 only because like Harlem Nights and Coming to America, bro. Just like two of the most classic comedies ever. But like I'm telling you, that scene with Arsenio in that car, bro.
Harlem Nights. I don't know if I think
Oh my
Harlem Nights
God.
had some. I think Harlem Nights had some very classic comedy moments, but I think it was a better movie.
Yeah,
than
I agree. Like I didn't,
yeah.
and I saw Harlem Nights years ago, and I've seen.
But that's what I'm
recently,
saying. It's a great movie too. That's another reason why I shouldn't have
I
placed
didn't
it.
belly laugh at it, like, but this is probably
Bruh,
more along the lines of
the
my
scene with Red
taste.
Fox, you
Hold,
didn't.
hold on. I
There are
didn't
a
belly
couple
laugh
of
as
scenes.
much,
Yeah.
as I do. Like Talladega Nights for me, like the part where he's like, I don't even know what to do with my hands. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I lost it. Like
Yeah.
like
It's
those are
it's
movies where like
stuff.
I straight lose it.
Yeah.
Like loss of confidence. Like I just lose my mind laughing. Like
Yeah.
I don't even like
Have y'all seen dang, what's the one with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg where they're like
the other guys.
It's like Stepdad or something.
no,
other guy.
stepdads. No.
Oh, you talk about that one. Oh,
Other
okay.
guys the other guys was funny too, but the
Other guys was
stepdad
funnier than
movies,
Stepdad.
they surprised me. The dang on stepdad movies. I'm gonna get you sucker as a classic. I just haven't. It's not as funny today.
Can we find this Tijuana Jackson?
Hey, good luck. If you
Hey,
find
Pornhub, man. It's on Pornhub. That's what Morgan saw. It's on Pornhub.
If you
Y'all
find it, let
tripping,
me
bro.
know.
Y'all tripping. I would send it to y'all. I got
Clue.
it on.
Kevin
I got it
put
on
Clue.
Hulu.
Clue.
The joint that was on Netflix.
Bro,
that was made in like the 70s or something like that. I hadn't seen it.
you just aged yourself right there.
Kevin be acting like he 100 years old, bro.
Clyde is the joint. Clue is the joint. Okay, I'll take your word for it. I almost put Dumb and Dumber too.
But at least I know what Clue is. Like we don't.
I had to choose between which Jim Carrey movie to do.
Bro, why are y'all hating on Tijuana Jackson, bro?
Bro, you be, bro.
Do not
every list from now on, I'm expecting
you have
you to
not
have
even
some
seen
niche.
it.
I'm expecting you to have some niche. Some
you
niche
haven't seen it, bro.
Never seen before.
But you haven't seen it. So
Right,
this is the second week in a row you've done this, man. This second week in a row, man. The one before. The one before when we did rom-coms.
Top 5 comedies though, like the top 5 funniest movies you ever seen.
You thought that was funnier than Anchorman or Talladega Nights?
I told you the only reason Anchorman did not get on the list is because I could not. It's been too long.
Was Talladega Nights on your list?
No, I would have put.
You thought it was funnier than Talladega Nights?
Yes, that crap is hilarious. Like Tijuana Jackson is. You know the guy from 40-Year-Old Virgin, the black guy.
I know who's in it. I know exactly who's in it. I know what you're.
I'm telling you, that movie is hilarious. I'm telling you.
I didn't say it wasn't funny, but we talking about the best of the best.
To me, it's like Harlem Nights.
It wasn't you this time.
It's like Harlem Nights. Like Harlem Nights is hilarious to me, but it also is just a good movie. It's a good movie regardless, but it's also hilarious. Just like why you will put Bad Boys on your list. Bad Boys is funny, but it's also a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
To me, that's an action comedy. Like
to me, I think, for me, Bad Boys, I think it's probably my favorite kind of mainstream. I mean, I guess they're all kind of mainstream, but like
Kevin's stupid.
Bro. Bad Boys to me, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith together. Like Will Smith trying to play the straight man and Martin as the family man, but he was the comic, like, you know what I'm saying? He was the one who hit all the jokes. But Will was funny in the movie too, you know, and even like the side characters, the police chief, he was hilarious. Like, I don't know. Bad Boys to me is just.
But once again, that didn't make me like belly laugh like some of these movies. Like Liar was like,
bruh,
belly laugh after belly laugh after belly laugh after belly laugh.
You didn't belly laugh when
I said to the degree.
I ain't getting my sex at home, man. Like I
Life.
don't know.
You know, I've never seen Life to this day.
Oh my god, yo, how did we miss Life?
I've never seen it,
bruh. How did I miss Life?
You know what it is? Life became one of those movies where like I missed it at the time, and then people kept saying, "Well, you gotta watch Life," and then I was just being stubborn and like, "Now I don't want to see it."
Yeah, Life is definitely Definitely deserves to be on somebody top 5. You gonna eat your cornbread? Yeah, I'm gonna eat my cornbread. You try to come and eat my cornbread, we're gonna have consequences.
Maybe I'll watch it soon.
It's solid, man. Yeah, that's a mistake on my part. Somebody should have had.
That's like Star Wars, man. I've never seen the last two. I've seen like 5 minutes of the first Star Wars,
bro.
I couldn't make it past 5 minutes. Take my black card. I ain't put Tijuana Jackson on my list. Why'd you talk to him?
No, Tijuana Jackson is one of the blackest movies ever made.
Yeah, hey,
it's black.
Don't bring Kevin in. Don't bring Kevin in so he can talk trash. If you come on this show talking trash, I'm a disinvite you from my show.
Look, I'm not even listening to people talk about it until you see it. Until you see it, I'm not.
I never said it's not good. I just haven't seen it.
That's why I'm not listening to it. So y'all, I mean, everybody can pick on it. I don't care. It's not going to affect me though.
I know we ain't seen Guava Island.
Exactly. That's why. That's my point.
Timeless love story of all time.
But that's why I'm literally not concerned about it. Like I'm not going to respond to it. I'm not. I got no energy for it because if you ain't seen it, you can't say nothing. So,
dude, the problem though. Hold on, time out. The problem with you putting this movie on your list is you have heightened expectations for it. Like you calling it one of the top 5 funniest movies of all time. So if I watch the movie and it ain't top 5 funniest of all time, then I'm gonna clown you on it because you know what I'm saying?
It'd be like
that's not gonna bother me. Because I mean, to a degree, because again, we doing the best list, so it's gonna be subjective. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's the point we're trying to say though. Like.
You put it on your list. I should have heard about it. Like somebody should have said.
The only reason I heard about it is because I saw the trailer for it. That's it. Yeah. I saw the trailer for it.
I follow him on literally every platform. But if it was that funny, somebody should have told. Like the way that we talk about Tropic Thunder.
I talked about it as soon as I saw it. I put it on my page. Was like, bro, this movie is hilarious. Y'all need to go watch it.
Missed that one.
It don't mean.
I thought it was okay. I thought Halfback was okay.
Black. So Dolomite is awesome, but Dolomite, I didn't laugh like that with Dolomite. I don't think that movie was insanely inspiring though. Like I cried watching Dolomite.
I didn't consider it. I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't. I don't think it was a comedy. It was kind of a.
Nah, it seemed
like it was a comedy biopic, I guess, but
it was great. Like like Eddie Murphy outdid himself on that movie, bro. That movie was awesome.
I would have put Dumb and Dumber on mine.
Dumb and Dumber.
I already had.
That was my third Jim Carrey movie. Dumb and Dumber.
That's what I'm saying. I had to choose between. I didn't want to put 3 Jim Carrey movies on because I could have put The Mask on.
The Mask was a classic, bro.
I was so close to. I was the closest one for me was Anchorman, bro. I just didn't have time to go back and watch it. I really
that's a must.
That would have absolutely Anchorman 100% would have been on that list if I had time to go back and watch.
Listen, I haven't seen Tijuana Jackson yet, but I promise you, I can tell you right now, it's not funny than Anchorman. Promise you.
I wouldn't doubt it, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all say y'all want me to put stuff on my list that I've seen, and I've seen Anchorman, but it's been too long since I've seen it, so I can't put it on there. That's why it's not on there.
Yeah, Jim Carrey had like rapid fire. He had the Cable Guy.
Yeah,
Cable Guy was one of my favorites.
Cable Guy. He had like 5 straight movies where you were gonna laugh your behind off. Nutty Professor. Honestly, like I ain't even like belly laugh that much in Nutty Professor. Like it was like wholesome. Kevin.
Kenny said he found it. The thing that makes me laugh at Tijuana Jackson.
I'm worried about you, man.
The thing that makes me laugh at Tijuana
Kevin, you tripping, man. Like Kevin, don't say nothing to me about life no more.
Like Will Ferrell he said not that funny. I'll take that.
Will Ferrell is the funniest man. Funniest
He's
man
hilarious.
ever. Funniest
Will
man
Ferrell
ever.
is definitely top 5 funniest white man alive.
Without question.
Without top 5. He's top 3.
He's hilarious.
And he ain't 3.
Dude.
I can't think of a funnier white man. Who's a funnier white man than Will Ferrell?
It's Jim Carrey.
All right, I give you even. I think Will Ferrell might be. I think Will Ferrell might be funnier than Jim.
Will Ferrell's funnier to me than Jim Carrey.
Carrey's physical comedy puts him over the top.
Nah, but Will do that physical. You don't remember when he was in the fire when he thought he was on fire?
Yeah,
bro. He tried to put the imaginary fire out.
The scene that you had me laughing at was the joint with because I remember that when you said it when he had the cast on. And then stab myself in the leg, bro. I was in tears, bro. I was in tears. But that's what I'm saying. Both of those movies, for me not to have Will Ferrell, at least one Will Ferrell movie on here is already a tragedy. But I didn't have time. I didn't have time to go back up there.
Let's do
Robin Williams. Robin Williams could have had some, like Miss Doubtfire could have. I don't know if
Miss Doubtfire could have made it.
I posted a poll, y'all.
George Carlin, dude. We talking about like in movies, man. We're not talking about stand up. Vince Vaughn ain't even close to Will Ferrell, dude. Stop that.
Nah. Ben Stiller has had some good ones, but I wouldn't put him up there with.
I put what's the name? I'm surprised none of y'all got an Adam Sandler movie on here.
I thought about it.
Sweet little tiny baby Jesus.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Robin Williams and
Sweet baby Jesus,
bro.
So
that tiny Jesus, bro. and then the little kid say, "Hey, man." That crap. That's what I'm saying. For me not to have one of the movies on this list hurts my heart, bro. It really does.
You see Tom Hanks, man.
Tom Hanks is funny.
Hey, Tom Hanks was hilarious.
I didn't say. Listen, guys.
But he's not a comedian though.
Funnier than Will Ferrell movies. Funnier than Will Ferrell movies.
Blades of Glory. Oh my God.
Blades of Glory was funny. It was funny.
Will Ferrell.
Steve Carell is funny. Steve Carell's really funny.
Steve Carell.
He still ain't funnier than Will, man.
Steve Carell might be top 5 too. Steve Carell
is top 5. He's top 5, but he's not funnier than Will.
I'm trying to think like other
movies.
He's
not funnier than Will Ferrell, bro.
I found what other like comedies?
George Carlin.
On a TV? No, I'm not talking about stand-up comedians. I'm talking about funny in movies.
Yeah. Will Ferrell's
like. I mean, he's not. Will ain't a stand-up comedian like that anymore.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's number 1 for me.
Like, I mean, you could put Robin Williams in there, but like, I don't laugh at Robin Williams stuff as hard as I laugh at Will Ferrell.
Miss Doubtfire is a classic, though. It really is.
Dr. Quinn and
laughing like that.
Yo, every line of that movie, Talladega Nights, is hilarious, man. Every single line.
Talladega Nights got mad quotables. That's what I'm saying. Y'all don't understand how sad I am that I didn't have time to go. I really.
You're sad too. We are sad that you have no Will Ferrell movies and you got Tijuana Johnson.
I want it. You got to stop playing. Just please watch the movie. But
Dude,
Anchorman,
I'm gonna no.
Anchorman would definitely have been on the list probably if I had time to watch it and refresh my memory. I'm telling you, it definitely would have been on here. I was
really funny in stand up, but
not in movies, man. What movie Jerry Seinfeld ever put out that was that funny?
Jerry Seinfeld does have.
He's funny on TV.
He's funny on
TV. He's absolutely okay. Chris Farley.
Chris Farley definitely had some. I just watched Beverly Hills Ninja.
He still ain't funnier than Will Ferrell.
Will Ferrell still ahead of him for me.
Will Ferrell had like. I never really found David Spade that funny. He had a few movies that I thought were funny.
Was the movies.
He has dry humor.
Yeah, I like dry humor though.
Yeah, I mean, if you like that, I'm like I said, it says a lot about me that I like Will Ferrell, which is why I like Chris Farley too. What's the Chris Farley? Tommy Boy.
Yeah. It's Will Ferrell for me.
But like he's top 2, and he might not be 2. Like I might say Jim Carrey. Jim
Carrey had the higher highs for me. Jim Carrey's, like they said, in 94, 93, 94, Jim Carrey.
You think he had higher highs
than Will Ferrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like,
yeah, for sure.
The Cable Guy.
Cable Guy wasn't a high. Cable Guy was not as high as
that was him coming down from a high though.
His big thing was Liar was Liar. Hold on.
Yeah,
Ace Ventura was a smash.
Yeah,
Liar was a smash. The Mask was a smash. And then what?
I quoted Dumb and Dumber.
Okay, Dumb and Dumber. That's 4.
I quoted all of those Jim Carrey movies.
Ace Ventura 2 wasn't as funny as Ace Ventura 1.
It was though. Ace Ventura
I don't
2
think
was
so.
hilarious.
I ain't gonna say no. I didn't say it's not funny. I said as funny as 1. But Will got Anchorman, Talladega, Old School, Step Brothers, other guys.
Oh, wait. Me, Myself, and Irene.
Huh?
That wasn't like a big.
What'd you say?
For him. Me, Myself, and Irene. I don't even think that wasn't that funny though. Like not as. It wasn't a high though. That wasn't. I wouldn't call that a high.
I mean, to me,
just another movie that came to mind, man.
Like if you take his best and Will's best and you put them side to side, like I laugh. I laugh.
If we're comparing top 5s for him, I think Jim Carrey got it. But if we're comparing top 20s of them, it might be
no. Like if you take their 5 best, their 5 funniest movies, and Jim's funny. Hold on, I think Jim Carrey didn't fumble for about 2 or 3, and then Truman Show was a good movie. The
Truman Show was a great movie.
That was a great movie.
It wasn't funny.
I think he's saying it from I think he's saying it as in it's not a it's not a Grinch.
Drop the Truman Show. The show.
I've never watched the Grinch. I didn't watch the Grinch.
Nah, I would definitely put Jim Carrey.
Will Ferrell, Elf.
Elf, yeah, Elf. Other guys, Step Brothers.
I haven't
you just said the other one, Stepdads, or not Stepdad, and then Stepbrother
is classic.
I mean, Will was on a heater for a minute, and he did the same thing. He did acting. He's doing dramatic acting as well. I think they're about even.
That's why I said
I think it's about even.
It's top 20. I think Will has them, but I'm putting Ace Ventura, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber.
I don't know, man. Anchorman and Talladega Nights by themselves. Those 2 movies were nuclear weapons for Will.
That's true fact.
Because as much as I love Jim Carrey movies, they ain't got quotables like Will's.
Especially people literally were alrighty then for 2 years.
You talking about one line though. You talking about one line. I'm talking about Will. Hold on. I'm talking about think about Anchorman. Think about Talladega Nights.
The Mask didn't have
Shake and Bake, Sweet Baby G Mask.
The Mask
outside of Alrighty then, what did it have? Not Alrighty then. Outside of smoking.
You said the Mask.
You said the Mask.
Why? Because I got the whole movie was quotable.
Not to the level that Will though.
From Ace Ventura, the monk.
By the way, I said that they equal. I just want to say I said that they equal. That's the second one, I think.
Alrighty then.
Like a glove. Like a glove. Ace Ventura was hilarious to me, bro.
No, I love it.
At the time, it was hilarious. It's not funny to me now.
Dude, when he went in reverse,
is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man.
Yeah, I agree. Kevin's right. Jim Carrey's quotables, they're different than like Will Ferrell's quotables. Yeah, like it's different. Like it's different. Like I know people who still say I don't know what to do with my hands. Like I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah, for sure. I think Will's got it for quotables. Yeah. I think Will's got it for quotables. But it doesn't mean that Jim's didn't have, because
they both had quotables. They both had quotes.
But I mean, you got if you brought in Fire Marshal Bill, I mean,
but then you could bring in Saturday Night Live stuff.
Would you take Jim Carrey and would you take Jim Carrey's sketch comedy career or Will Ferrell's sketch comedy career?
Will.
You take Will on Saturday Night Live?
Will had a longer one though.
Yeah, he did a lot longer.
And as much as we love Jim in Living Color, it was niche because it was a black show.
But he still
Saturday Night Live was national.
Will Ferrell though, I used to watch Saturday Night Live just to wait for Will Ferrell sketches, especially the one with Sherry.
I did the same thing for Jim Carrey. Though,
the ones with Sherry O'Terry where they were the
cheerleaders. Ran away.
Cheerleaders.
When he was the dude, when Jim Carrey was the dude, the Christian singer.
Yeah. The televangelist.
Yeah, the televangelist.
Oh, bruh. Yeah.
I saw that little Dion
I don't even
the other day. He ran away. Dude, we sing that to this day, man. I love it.
Them dudes was hilarious on that show.
Like I said, they top 2, man.
That cowbell thing, bro, is still one of the funniest skits.
What a cowbell!
That's one of the funniest skits of all time on Saturday Night Live, bro. Like he made everybody break character. Everybody.
Dude, when he did the Jeopardy, he's just like, just write a letter.
Yeah.
I don't care. He's like A, B, even C, D, E, F.
Oh my! Nah, him and
Oh yeah.
Who was it that was playing Sean Connery? And
yeah.
That crap was hilarious.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think if I had to do a top 5 funniest like white guys, they number 1 and 2.
I got a fever.
I
got a fever, and the only thing that's gonna fix it is more cowbell.
Nobody had any like whatchamacallit movies though. Robin Williams. I'm actually surprised that none of y'all had a Kevin Hart movie.
Nah.
Or
I love Kevin Hart stand up, but I don't. I mean, he's funny.
I was trying to think of a Kevin Hart movie that I thought was like super
Kevin Hart's
funny.
Funniest movie to me was the one with where he was a secret agent. Where The Rock was a secret agent. That's
CIA.
That's the funniest movie. I honestly
that's my funniest Kevin Hart movie, bro. And that says something. Like his movies. I liked the one with him and Tiffany Haddish, but
I tried. Ride Along to me was probably his funniest.
Bruh, he was in 40-Year-Old Virgin. His scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin with
yeah, that was yeah.
That's classic. But
he said, "You got this nigga. Now you got this nigga."
Yo, yeah, he was like, "You looking for a nigga? You got him here." He was like, "You looking for
this nigga? Now you got."
But that's what I'm telling. That's what I'm telling. When you watch Tijuana Jackson, you'll see what I'm talking about because he's got it's that type of comedy, but he shoots it quick. Like he'll say something because he's playing a dude that's in prison that's trying to be a life coach, but then he gets out and his life's just a mess. But he's got this student that wants to film his she was supposed to be doing a 10-minute project to cover how he could have more hope being on the inside than she does as a student on the outside. But
yeah, I hear you on that. Was Get Hard funny?
Why you do that, man? Why you do that?
No. I gotta go.
Why you do that, man? Why you do that, man? That's not right, man.
I never saw.
I've never heard you defend or push for a movie so hard.
I'm not pushing. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm just. I hope people watch it. That's all.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it just because you have been hyping it up.
Who's in Dodgeball? Was that Will Ferrell?
That was Vince Vaughn. Ben Stiller.
Honestly,
I love Dodgeball, but to me, the funniest thing about Dodgeball wasn't even the original movie. It was the alternate ending they did.
What?
You never seen it? So okay, you know the part of the movie at the end where the Vince Vaughn teams looks like they lose. So the alternate ending is like they lose, and then you just see Will Ferrell and the black dude like celebrating, and then it fades to white. Wow. And that's the end of the movie. And my friend just sat there like, we just started dying. Like that was the funniest thing to me. I like Dodgeball, but I didn't think it was like top 5. I'd put if I had to pick a Vince Vaughn movie.
You can dodge a wrench.
If I had to pick a Vince Vaughn movie, I'll put Wedding Crashers over that.
Have y'all seen? Had y'all seen Bridesmaids?
No, I like Bridesmaids.
Bridesmaids was hilarious, but
I just wanted to ask.
Melissa McCarthy was the highlight of that film.
Yeah. Bro, yes.
Melissa McCarthy is hilarious to me, bro, and everything she's ever been in.
Bro, that scene, the scene where they go try the dresses on, yo.
Oh, and they got
and they just eating that bad food, and they go into the bathroom, and old girl's head is in the toilet. She's like, move, and then she was like, no, like she waved her away, so she goes and sits on the sink, and then old girl runs in there, and she's like, look away, don't look at me. Bro, I was crying, yo. Like that whole scene. Bro. Oh, and Kristen Wiig, when she was talking, like she was trying to act like she won't sick.
Wiig is hilarious.
She was
too.
Like, she was like, oh, so you're hungry? And she was like, yeah, I can eat right now. But she got sweat like, boy.
You know, I didn't even think about The Hangover, man. I didn't even think about that, dude.
Hangovers.
I didn't even think about the first Hangover. It was funny, but once again, to me, I put movies on my list.
It was just wild.
Zach Galifianakis is funny though. Like that dude is hilarious.
He's got a different.
Between Two Ferns is hilarious if you haven't watched that.
Yeah,
the first Scary Movie was hilarious.
Yeah,
the rest of them were trash.
Kevin James.
Go ahead.
I wouldn't put Kevin James in any top 5. He's funny, but he's over there with your boy Adam Sandler. Like he's like a specific kind of funny. You know what I'm saying?
Adam Sandler's got classic. He's got classic movies, but I wouldn't say they're like top 5 funny.
I'm trying to think. The funniest.
Waterboy is definitely the funniest.
Waterboy might be the funniest Adam Sandler movie. What I could think of.
Happy Gilmore is hilarious.
Oh, I forgot about Happy Gilmore. Wait, no. Which one was Happy Gilmore was funny? But Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. The Longest Yard.
Dude, the scene in honestly, the funniest part about Billy Madison is the scene after Adam Sandler gives his long answer, and then the dude is like, "That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard."
Due Date is with.
I tried, dude.
Katherine Heigl.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
No, Due Date is with Robert Downey Jr.
Jamie Foxx
and Zach Galifianakis.
Oh,
was Jamie Foxx in it too?
Oh, I have seen that.
No, I don't think so.
Was it Robert Downey was trying to get back?
Yeah, he's trying to get to his wife. I didn't find it funny. Yeah, my wife and I saw it. She loves it. I
liked it. That one scene, that bathroom scene was. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was hilarious. I mean, it wasn't funny, but it was like you thought it was supposed to be funny, but it was dramatic. It was dope. Oh yeah, the Waterboy. The
Waterboy was funny. I mean, they're funny, but like
it's not.
I don't know. Like I tried watching them recently. And I was like, it's not as funny as a
lot of these movies. You can't today. They're not as funny as they were when
that's what I'm saying. When I was
none on my list though.
When I was looking at my list,
I still laugh.
When I was looking at this list,
every Will Ferrell movie, I still laugh at to this day.
40-Year-Old Virgin. When I was watching clips from 40-Year-Old Virgin today, and some of it was still funny, but then some of it is like, dang, bro, they couldn't have put this out today. Like they had a whole. Seth Rogen was going back and forth with Paul Rudd. They were playing video game. They were playing a video game, and he was like, "You want to know how I know you're gay?" And then they say like they.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, you could not do that skit today.
I think they edit that out on TV, like the whole scene.
They probably do.
Like you can't even play that whole scene.
You couldn't run that today, bro.
Yeah, a lot of these movies, it's a different kind of, and it was, it's probably still funny, but it's. When you have different knowledge, some things just aren't as funny.
Yeah. Tropic Thunder, like I said, Tropic Thunder was problematic for me because RDJ is literally in blackface.
But still,
honestly, that wasn't problematic for me though. To me, you want to know why it wasn't problematic?
Blackface is always problematic.
It's because no, hold on. Because what'd you say?
Not that specific blackface. That one did not bother me at all. Still,
because there was like it's not like he was blackface. It's not like he was if he was a white dude pretending to be a black, acting as if he was a black. No. I mean,
he literally was, but he wasn't.
It's not. No. Time out.
I'm just a dude. Decided a dude playing another dude.
I'm just a dude playing.
That's what I'm saying. It's not like his character in the movie was black, and it was Robert Downey Jr. playing a black dude. He was a dude in the movie. Dude, that's what
made it funny. That's what made it funny, especially when Ben Stiller was like, "Why are you still a character?" He was like, "I know why I'm a character. I'm gonna tell you,
bro." When he slapped old boy and then hugged him, and he was like, "For 400 years."
Oh my god, bro!
And then old boy was like, they were just talking. He smacked Robert Downey. He's like, "I told you I was gonna get you."
What do you mean, bro? That's what I'm saying. That movie's got countless scenes, bro. That crap with the map though. Oh, when I tell you I cried, yo. That joint where he was like, man, you look.
I might watch it right now.
You like Rambo? You like Rambo 1, not Rambo 2. You all cut up right now, man.
It might be top 10. It wasn't top 5 for me.
Give me that GB map.
I had to have 2 Will Ferrell movies in there. I had to.
I'm on the podcast, but anyway, I got to get out of here. My kids done ate all my ice cream. I'll
be no ice cream, man. It's almost 10 o'clock at night, dude.
Hey, if LeBron wins the scoring title this year, and don't let him
do this.
Don't let him get to the finals.
If LeBron,
what did you say?
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this. If LeBron James takes that team to the finals,
he won't.
He might be considered to go.
No. All right, I'm gonna hold you to it.
No. Let me rephrase it. If
he
wins, he gotta win. He gotta win the chip.
No, you already said
win the chip. No, he gotta win the chip. No, if he gotta win the chip. If he wins with this team,
if he wins, Morgan, if he wins this year, he can't be considered a GOAT.
No.
Why?
I'll give it to him. No. I give it to him.
Let me say this again. I'm gonna say this again. Michael Jordan in 10 years won 6 championships. He realistically could have won 8. He literally went back. It's hard to go back to back in any league. It's hard to go back to back in any league, right? He's went back to back 4 times. He three-peated twice. Who else is three-peated, period, in the league? I rest my case.
And that's why I said,
it's been done.
What you're saying,
Danny, I'm giving you giving it to you. If he wins a championship with this squad, if he wins a championship with, forget that, Morgan. I'm not talking about reality. I'm talking about Danny's fictional mind.
All right, okay. As long as we're not dealing with reality. All right.
If your fictional wish comes true, and LeBron James takes this Lakers team and wins the NBA Finals,
no way.
I'm gonna be like, that man is the GOAT.
Is he going to get Mike? Is he going to get Michael Jordan in his prime? And Kobe too? If Mike, Kobe, and Kevin Durant are going to be on that team with him, he ain't got a shot. It ain't no way.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Anthony Davis ain't played more than half the year.
But if he wins a chip with this squad, you're the best basketball player of all time.
Y'all know me.
That's how comfortable I am in saying.
I'm a fan, so of course I got the. I got the lead.
Look, I clapped it up for him.
Don't make me write it in the comment because I will.
I
got no problem. Come find me if it happens.
I still go back and watch that game 7 on a regular. That's still one of the best games with the most pressure ever. What LeBron did that year, bringing them back from 3-1, is one of the most amazing things I've ever watched. That's why I put the poll up in the group. But does that dwarf
that ain't why you put that
three-peating twice?
That ain't why you put that poll up.
Yes, it is. That's the greatest accomplishment he has for his career. It's not close. The best thing he's done is go back to. That's the best sports story of all time. Mm-hmm. There's no sports story that beats that, right?
I agree with you.
Okay, so that's his best accomplishment. That's the top thing he has. The top thing Jordan has is 2 3-peats. 2 of them, back to back. You can't. That will not be done in the league again. Me and Robert weren't arguing, but Robert's saying he thinks it could happen again. I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. He could have legit won 8 championships.
Maybe in 100 years if the league is still around. But
if Michael Jordan hadn't left the league, if his father had not been murdered or whatever happened to his father, if his father hadn't passed, he had not left the league, or he didn't just get done, or he didn't just get tired of smacking people, he could have won 8 straight championships. 8.
He was about to get.
He never even went to a game 7 in the finals.
Wins his 5th title with this squad that is barely in the play-in.
You mean his 4th title? You mean his 4th title with an asterisk?
Man, stop that. Stop that. I ain't gonna do that. I'm not gonna disrespect LeBron James like that. I ain't gonna disrespect LeBron James. Give that man his rent. Give him man his flowers. He went in an environment that a lot of dudes was checking out and they ain't even want to be there. If LeBron James,
I don't know, BJ. I don't know. I don't know how we got here. I don't know. Y'all make sure y'all go vote in the poll though. I did post a poll already. Look, there's no shot at all that's going to happen. Okay, he has no shot at winning the title at all. The only way he can win a title is if literally, there's a trade after the trade deadline, and like
there's no trade deadline.
What do you mean?
The trade deadline done passed, dude.
I know what I'm saying. That's how impossible I'm saying it is. If they made a new trade deadline and they extended it and said, okay, we're going to send Kevin Durant and Giannis Antetokounmpo over to the Lakers for AD and Malik Monk. right? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Like,
here's the deal. This is what I'll say though. Like, I'm not gonna put nothing past LeBron James.
I
Like,
would.
if LeBron balls out like he has been, and they get a hit, shut up, Kevin. And LeBron and AD comes back healthy,
He still can.
like there's nothing to say if they both averaging 20 plus points that
Nope.
they could at least make it to the playoffs, like make it to the playoffs, like they could be an 8 seed.
They're gonna play. They're gonna win the play-in game.
They can win the playing game.
They
Like
can't beat
they can
Phoenix.
win a playing game. But for them, for anybody to expect them to go into Phoenix, especially if Phoenix is healthy, you talking
No
about Chris
shot.
Paul is back. That's
Nope.
really difficult. So,
They
but
can't
even
beat
if you
Phoenix.
do that, even if you go and you beat, let's say by some miracle, you beat Phoenix Suns, then that means you got to play what
The Nets.
the
The
net.
Nets. The
Even if you make it to the finals,
Milwaukee.
you got to play either the Nets, the Bucks, the Sixers, or the Celtics. Those are the top 4 teams in the East right now. And I just don't see it, man.
I'd get him a shot against the Celtics only because of experience.
Dude, please, dude. I don't think not that defense. That Celtics are the best defense in the league, dude.
I'm only saying it from an experience standpoint because they have not been in the finals. That's a factor.
Yeah, but I just don't. I think the Celtics have a formula that travels. And once again, for those that know me, they know I'm a Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown fan. So, like, those are my 2 favorite players in the league right now.
I get it. I don't.
I think they have like if you play defense, what? Dude, they're the 4th best team in the league. They're tied for the 2nd in the East. What are you talking about? Anyway, they got the best defense in the league. Defense travels in the playoffs. Like, offense can come and go. Defense plays in the playoffs. Now they got a hard road to play, but we people trying to write in the Nets, and the truth of the matter is, Kyrie might not even be able to play all the games.
The NBA is okay. I'm gonna say that before we get off of here. The NBA is on some complete BS right now.
Why is the NBA?
Ain't it the NBA that's not letting them play?
No, that's a mandate from New York.
I thought they changed the mandate.
No, that's a New York mandate. That has nothing to do with the NBA. That's why he could play that's why he can play elsewhere.
But didn't their mayor change that though?
Oh, I see what you mean, Sean. Yeah, no. Lakers ain't touching the Celtics this year, man. They ain't touching them. For the lack of defense that the Lakers play, Tatum and Brown might go for 40 each. They don't play no defense. The Lakers don't play no defense.
That's why they have no shot. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we know
there's nothing
that.
LeBron can do.
Listen,
I know you try. I know. I'm just saying, LeBron will not win another title unless there's something drastically amazing that happens on some.
Unless he go back to Cleveland. I think if you go back to Cleveland,
no. Look, again, I said this before and I'll say it again. Could LeBron James have been the best player in league history? Yes. The reason or the way would have been, again, I'll say it again, if LeBron James had just played point guard from the beginning, just like Magic did, and not waste that small forward spot, he would have more titles right now for sure. Because it makes them that much harder to defend, and it makes them that much harder to score on every team he's ever played on. Miami's one of the best defensive teams that has ever played basketball. And imagine how much better they would have been if LeBron was at point. Think about it. When they played Golden State, right, and Steph was destroying everybody else, when LeBron switched out there on them, Steph won't do nothing. Imagine having LeBron at point the whole time, but you still got a whole nother small forward over here, 6'7" or 6'9", to just add length to the floor. There's no way. You know what I'm saying?
To me, I think the thing that the Lakers did wrong, and number one, I say wrong, but they got a championship out of it. Them giving up all that talent.
Yep. They
like
shouldn't have gave up.
Like I feel like it would have been nice to see LeBron if he didn't kind of it seemed like he jumped the gun to get AD, because you telling me if you had a squad out there with Ingram, Ball, who else was there?
He didn't need Ball. I would have kept Ingram though.
No, having Ball as a point guard, like like Ball is a really good point guard.
I know, but like I said, the reason that it would be a lot harder to beat LeBron if he was playing point the whole if he
No, I know what you mean, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, right, as opposed to like I know what LeBron doesn't want to play point guard. He clearly don't want to play point guard. Like he
Well, he
plays point
does.
guard
He
when
does
he
it
ain't got no
anyway.
choice though. I
But
know,
that's what
but
I'm
he
saying.
doesn't mean you don't have no choice though.
Yeah, it's. But even when
I
he
think
has
I think they
even when
mortgage the future for one championship.
he
They
does
got
that
in
for
one
every team.
championship.
Yeah.
But I mean, they are where they are right now. Like if I hope I don't know what's gonna happen if he's gonna stay,
When
but
he
I don't think he's gonna try and go back to the East because the
no,
East
he
is
just he
you there makes no sense for him to go back to the East. Not with Giannis and Kevin Durant and all these other teams that are stacked in reality. Like the only the only people he got to worry about in the West is Phoenix, the Warriors. I mean, actually, Timberwolves have been balling. He got Ja Morant now balling. I
yeah.
mean, it's gonna be it's gonna be tough for him to win another championship, but you never know what they do, man. They gotta do some
It would
reshuffling.
be it would take drastic reshuffling though. Like it's not because what LeBron does on every team he goes to is if he has 3 stars, one of them is going to be reduced to a spot up 3-point shooter. He did it to
But
Chris Bosh.
that's everything though.
But
Anytime you have 3 stars, one of them is gonna have to do less. Which is why most teams don't have 3 stars and it don't really last. Like whoever your third, like even the Bucks have what Middleton, Drew Holiday, and Giannis. And the only reason it works is because Drew Holiday he's not really necessarily trying to score all the time. Like he defers to Middleton and Giannis. And the Celtics had the same problem when they had Tatum Brown and like Kyrie or Tatum Brown and Kemba Walker. When Kemba and Tatum are ball dominant guys and they need the ball in their hand, and Jaylen Brown just ends up being a spot up shooter, and he just standing in the side, which is why it never worked. Which is why, in my opinion, it's working this year because Tatum and Brown get the ball in their hand, and Marcus Smart is just trying to get them the ball. He's not necessarily trying to score. When you got that's why Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, is having such a hard time with the Lakers when they have all 3, because Russ wants the ball in his hand, LeBron wants the ball in his hand, and AD needs the ball in his hand too.
But it's worse for Russ now when AD's out of the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like you got because LeBron needs a player that can go get their own shot. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but his shot ain't falling. That's Westbrook's problem, right?
Yeah,
Westbrook's fault is his shot not falling.
But that's part of my point. You know what I'm saying? So like when they were in OKC together, you know what I'm saying? Everybody could get in where they fit in because it was a perfect sync. Like you had Westbrook.
That wasn't a perfect sync. That was not a perfect sync.
No, what I mean is
I watched that
year
OKC team.
That year they lost. That year they lost to Miami. They only lost because they choked. It wasn't because they weren't the best team.
Choked. They were young.
They choked.
That was a young squad, dude.
They were up 3-1.
That was a young squad.
Who? No, they were up. What were they up 3? What was
who? The OKC? You mean
were up?
You talking about the Warriors? Or you talking about OKC?
No, when OKC lost in the finals,
they lost to
Miami.
The Heat.
Yeah, they lost to Miami. They would have better.
They got swept.
No, hold on.
They either got swept or it was a gentleman's sweep.
No, they were up, and they
were never up. They were never up.
Yes, they. Hold on.
I don't believe it. We could look it up, but I'm pretty sure.
OKC Heat finals. Let's see. I think they played each other twice.
Four games to 1.
Yeah, but I think didn't they play twice?
No. OKC ain't been back to the finals since.
Man, it was the year that hold on.
I'm trying to tell you, it was the year before James Harden left. That's when they had to choose. I'm telling you, back then, Durant and Westbrook was like my favorite players.
Westbrook was my favorite player. I'm trying to figure out.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's when they had, hey buddy, come give me a hug and none. That's when they had you gonna go under? Okay, go under.
Okay, see.
What's up, man? Was up. Say hi.
Hi.
OKC was up 1. All right, well they were up 1. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Say I'm going to bed now.
I'm going to bed now.
Say good night.
Good night.
All right, give me a big
night, handsome.
You're such a cornball. I love you. All right, go back to mommy. Go under. Go under. I love you, buddy.
What did you, Daddy? My favorite hurt, but I got another Band-Aid.
Okay, is it better?
Yes.
All right. But that's what I'm saying. Like they were never like in a true dominant position. Like if they were up 1, they were up 1 and then got swept. It was only 5-1.
Yeah, I'm misremembering something.
Nah, I tried to tell you, man. I'm telling you, I was a huge OKC fan back then. Huge OKC fan.
I was too. That's why I'm trying to figure out what I know.
So OKC won game 1, 105-94, and then lost game 2, game 3, game 4, and game 5. They almost won game 2, but I believe if that's when that was the controversial joint when LeBron James it looked like he fouled Durant, but would have taken him out, but they didn't give it to him or something like that. I remember that.
I'm misremembering. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either. And OKC never went back to the finals. The closest they got to going back to the finals was when they were in the Western Conference Finals, and it was Durant and Westbrook versus the Warriors. And then the OKC was up on the Warriors 3-1, and then they lost.
I probably think about the Warrior series then.
That wasn't no non-call, man. That was a foul, dude. That was a foul.
I think I'm thinking about the Warrior series.
Yeah, they were up on the Warriors.
I just know there was a series that they were the better team and they just choked that crap away.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They were up on the Warriors.
It had to be.
They blew that joint. That was it. That was their shot to go back. And honestly, I think if they would have went back, they probably would have won.
That's what I'm saying. I just remember their team was good enough to have won. They had the best team all year.
I believe in that game 7. If I'm not recall, that was the one where Westbrook had a bad game. I believe he had a terrible shooting game, and he wouldn't pass Kevin the ball. I remember that.
Early on, he was trying to be assertive, but he just was missing everything. And then
he kept missing everything. Yep.
KD started in late. He couldn't get into a rhythm. And that's what made everybody question whether or not they could play together, and that's what made KD leave in the first place. So I mean, anyway, I don't know how we got here. I put the list up. I see people have already started voting. So we didn't say it earlier while we still have people on, but from when people go back and watch the replay, you'll hear it then. So me and Javon have been talking about. Danny said I think he wants to judge it. But
he's not gonna do somebody.
I don't know.
He's not gonna pick somebody.
Last we talked about it, he said he was gonna judge it. So we'll see.
Are we doing this next week or the week after?
I don't know. I mean,
if you need more time, let me know. My list is done.
I have not started a list yet, but I don't think.
Listen, I pick her hits.
I'm just
using hits.
I'm going to be very meticulous about that list once I do it. But the point is that we've been talking about the Janet and Beyonce thing for a while, based on when we did the Icons episode with Beyonce, Janet, and Whitney, and then we just returned back to the episode, and that's the episode where Danny just, it was another one of the episodes where Danny just said something that we were like, I don't even remember what it is now. But the point is, we're gonna do a versus on a live between Janet and Beyonce, and we'll see if Daddy's gonna jump in with somebody. We offered Mariah That would have been great. You know what I'm saying? Mariah on there because she could compete.
Hey,
But
we're gonna let y'all vote too.
yeah, I got to. I mean, that's the whole point of us doing it.
But
But
I think I want them to vote live though.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, we would have to do like round by round.
Yep, we're gonna do round by round. Your turn, my turn, your turn, my turn. We'll do it like that.
But well, I mean, if I start out for the first half, then you start out for the second half.
No, we'll do it. You do one, you put a song, I'll put a song next to it, and then I'll do a song, and then you put a song next to it. So we go
Yeah,
back and
either
forth.
way, it don't matter.
If Danny's not doing it, then we could do it.
I'm
that
just
way.
saying it needs to be even.
No, it's gonna be even.
So if I lead on the first 10 and you lead on the back 10, or we could do it what you're talking about, just switch off, make it, take it. But regardless, we'll do that. But I don't think we're gonna do it this coming Tuesday. It'll be the next Tuesday. So I'll be getting that ready. And I think we'll probably, if we don't come up with a topic in the group chat,
We might need time for that though.
We'll post time for what?
Like, you know how we do other topics? Like, if we're doing 15 songs, that's going to take the whole thing. We got to start.
Oh yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
It'll be a special episode.
You got to tell y'all got to be on time, not CP time.
But that's another reason why I don't think we should just do it next week. I think
no. I know we got to put time in. You should actually, what do you call it? Market it now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Regardless, whenever we do it, it needs to be because we properly put it out there for people to know what we're doing, so that we can make sure that people don't miss it. The combos that we have on the first half, of course, will but that show will nix that. And just go into like a short intro like we do just for that episode, and then get into the verses. I'm still thinking through the Pews Barstools thing. I know Javon's got you announced your guest today for Stoke Podcast.
Actually, we for the next few weeks we have Corinda Richardson from Urban League Greater Hartford. We're going to be talking about young people and some other things, young folks in the community, and how to maximize their potential. Mm-hmm. We also the week after that have Greg Elisi. Is it Elisi? Am I saying it right? Yeah. The week after that, I got Robert Jeffrey. Was it Route 3? Is that the name of the book?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then the week after that, Ro Lamb.
Good.
And then the week after that, Alvern Ball. And I think Kevin is gonna be the week after that. I gotta make sure. I don't know, but if you want to see, huh?
I said you got to calendar that out so you could just put it up in.
Oh no, that's what I'm looking at my calendar right now. I can't.
No, I'm talking about to be able to post like on the Visually Stoked page and on.
Oh yeah, if you go on the Visually Stoked page right now, you can see the next few. I have all the information. The next few people, that'll be on. So hope to see y'all there. And this was interesting tonight.
Yeah, hey,
we got to stop talking about LeBron and Michael, because
he's not going to allow it.
We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going nowhere with it.
Danny's not going to allow it though. That's the thing. Like, because we stopped. That was my point the other night. Well, he texted that nonsense about Jason Williams, talking about the defensive rule change. And then he tried to say that he didn't say that's why he scored so much. I said, Danny, literally this entire thread started because you said he only did that. He said, I said it before. Now you did not. Maybe you'll listen if you hear it from a NBA player. And his whole point was Michael Jordan benefited from the rule change. No, bro, the rule change didn't even come in. That crap made me so mad, bro. Like I was gonna. Oh my God, I was so mad. So that's what I'm saying. We can be in peace and leave it alone, and he's still gonna bring it back up.
Nah, so. I'm not going into it anymore. But I gotta take off. Sorry, 12:19.
All right, y'all.
Have a great evening, y'all.
We'll see y'all later on. Again, make sure y'all vote if you haven't already. And make sure y'all tune in for a Stoke podcast on Thursday night. Love y'all. Make sure you hit the group page if you have not already joined it. We've been getting a steady stream of members. That's dope. Appreciate you. Make sure y'all tell people to subscribe to Fourth Wall Comments on YouTube. That's been growing too. And I'll try to make sure that I get more TikTok, highlights of the show and post them on my TikTok page for Lumberjacks and for the Top 5 Live TikTok page that I have. I created that a few weeks ago, so we'll try to get that out there more too. Love y'all. See y'all next week.